Well, I am here. Welcome to Pop-Up's LitRPG World. We are still waiting on Casey. I did send her an invite, about half hour, 45 minutes ago. So we shall see what happens. I have no way of contacting her outside of Discord. And all that fun stuff. So, questions for Pop-Up? Do not call me Pop-Pop. No, Justin Whitaker is not Pop-Pop. He is trying to do some sort of weird marketing thing that's not going to work. So, hey, coffee. Celebrity Cruises. Hello there. Yes, you are here. KosPlay, I see you. I recognize you. I appreciate you being here. So let's see what we can do. Ask me questions. And I am going to text her, message her, all that fun stuff. I don't know what time zone she lives in, so she could be a little confused as to time zone. That always happens. And there's that. If anyone is here that is not subscribing to Pop-Ups, wait a minute. Justin, I am ashamed of you. You forgot to tell me that I was not Pop-Up at the time. Now I am. Now I can see what I'm doing. If you're not subscribing to my channel, please go and subscribe. It's free and doesn't cost anything. Simple as that. And where is she? I appreciate everybody joining Pop-Up's RPG World Discord channel. It's increased about 20 people or so. I have a really good support team. And then there's Justin Whitaker. And I mean that as a compliment. She is. Well, you are on time. So what do we want to talk about until then? Hey, Casey, good to see you. No, you did not jinx it. Don't even go there. We have a good crowd coming back in. No. Charlie Cox is here. You know why? Because Charlie Cox knows Casey. How are you? It's so great to see you here. I think this is your first time into one of my live streams. Is that correct? I knew you had up. See, there we go. I love a good card. I love a good card-based book, and that's what Shadow Card Guardian is. Corey is here. Charlie Cox is here. I am tickled pink. Hey, Charlie, go subscribe. It's free and it doesn't cost anything. Yeah, TikTok isn't my prime thing because I can't do things like I don't know Mr. Stouffer, and even TJ Lombardi is embracing TikTok and is really getting awesome at it. So I use it as like an ancillary type thing to my. Thank you very much. Ancillary to my YouTube. I think that's primarily where I do things. And anytime you want to come on and do an interview, let me know. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. This guy's a really good author, too. He's going to get and do his second book very soon. SCG is Shadow Card Guardian. It is Casey's spot on a lit RPG series. It's in the same world as John Stovall's card-based game. and the other books that she has out are progression fantasy more. However, she has a long history of publications. She's already up getting published by Bain. So, she is known for doing some joint alternate history books, 1919 Romanov Escape, or some sort of, Romanov alternate history. Romanov, I think Romanov Escape was the first one. It had the unfortunate timing of me starting to read it when I found Dungeon Crawler Carl, and therefore, I fell down that rabbit hole. And the Romanov Rescue was now in a box because DCC. No, do not start weird things. No weird things. You're not allowed to do that. Anna and Charlie know each other. Who else is here? Anyone else? Fun fact: there's a card battler class in Eternals. Of course there is. Of course there is. There's everything in Eternity's bargain, right? Or accidental summoning, because you just cover all the groundwork in your books. So next week, all right, here we go. Now, I do have a Patreon. I'm trying to raise an income stream so I don't have to work at Wawa, so I can do nothing but create content for you guys, read books, make videos, interview more authors, and get all of the little tidbits out. And I'm really using some good software programs to get my shorts out now as well. And did you notice that I did traveling? I traveled yesterday and today to go to Books A Million and Barnes & Noble and snagged both the Michael Chatfield hardcover release from Aethon Vault and the Hugh Fights with Monsters from Shirtaloon. Of course, it's Travis Devereaux over at the Lakeland store as well. And I need a new chair as well. So I'm going to start doing some giveaways for reaching certain levels on my Patreon. So we shall see how that goes. Yeah, I should not be working. There we go. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me see what's going on. She thought it was next week. Let's see what's going on. That's okay. I'll be right there. I'll be back. I'm not frozen. I'm here. She had her dates confused. We're going to fix it up. We're going to interview Casey next week. I'm going to schedule the time up for it again, and we'll do that. So let me just see what's going on. Do you want to come on? You want to come on, Justin? You want to come on and show your book? I'll know in a second. Who are we going to interview this week? Well, Justin, I thought Charlie would volunteer, but I guess not. Justin, are you going to be tribute? Okay, we are gonna do Casey next Thursday. On Wednesday, she's gonna be with Reckwell on Beyond Quests. She is going to be with me on Thursday. It'll probably have to adjust by an hour because my schedule says lycanthropy is going to be here at 8 o'clock on Thursday, the 14th. And so we will have Casey at 9 p.m. Eastern time next week. So if people want to leave, they can. If not, hey, Casey, can you come back? I mean, Charlie, can you come back next week, next Thursday at 9 p.m., please? And if you want to do the same, that would be cool. And Charlie, if you ever want to interview with me, all you have to do is ask. That's goes without saying. So, Justin, are you going to volunteer? You coming in? Are we going to turn it in? Thank you very much, Charlie. It was so great having you here. And thank you for subscribing. See you next week. And if you want to skedaddle, we'll see you next week as well. Let's go here and invite that guy who's also known as Not the Pop Pop. How come I don't see you? Justin. There's an invite, Justin. It's up to you if you want to come up and interview. I've interviewed him before too. Who else is here? We're going to have a party of two. We have 10 people here. I sent it to you on Discord, Justin. Remember, you're becoming a Discord person now. Thank you, Charlie. See you next week. Appreciate it. She's famous. Kerberos is here. We can always put him on. I can have fun with that, but I won't do that. I'll talk to him over in Discord and develop that that pop charm and get him to come up when he's ready and do an interview. Don't worry. Why do people always hit on my age just because I'm 64.875? You know. You know what? We can do everybody. Hold on. I can have 3 people up here. I can have 5 people up here if I want. And we can all talk about it's not a creative name, it's a title. It's a title that has a deep history in our family. So you want? That's fine. Holy crap, this is going to turn into a fun night. I'm going to grab Matizu and I'm going to grab Kerberos. Who do I have? Well, I know I have Kerberos on I have both of you on my Discord, correct? Oh, look who decided to show up on time. I don't think you can hear me yet. Can you hear me yet? On time. Can you hear me yet? I don't think you can hear me yet. Cos.
Hold on.
I'm holding. Cos.
What's up? Oh,
We're going to get a whole bunch of people up here, Cos. We're going to have a party.
yeah.
All right, let me go invite people. I'll be right back, guys. I'm not frozen.
Good.
I only have one screen. I'm hopefully going to get a second screen.
That's good to me.
So there's that.
It looks pretty frozen to me.
Oh, stop it. I am not. And if I recall correctly, Corey comes up under NGC. I have no idea how I'm going to find Matizu.
There's like a lot of lag between what I hear. Oh, I know what I'm doing.
I thought you had a skill set. I thought you were all techie and whatnot.
I am. I just had 2 YouTubes open and it was causing back feedback.
No, that'll do it.
So you're trying to invite more people?
Yep. Where did he just show up at? There we go.
So this is healthy me.
Oh my God, dude. Are we going to talk about, the effect of sepsis on the human body or what?
Don't forget the kidney stone. That's the part that sucked.
Dude, kidney stones suck. They're horrible, but they give you good drugs for that shit.
Yeah, not me.
No? Oh, because of stuff? They couldn't give you the good stuff?
My blood pressure was too low.
Oh, that sucks. All right, so now we got Corey Culligan here. SC Culligan.
Yeah, you're not just a name on the screen now.
Yep, this is a good thing. I can't even remember the drugs they used to give me for kidney stones, but I do remember vomiting on the side of a road in Connecticut when I had my first kidney stone attack. That was so much fun. I was like, I gotta get out now. Toradol, that's what they give you. They give you Toradol.
I wish they gave me something called Flomax.
Flomax? It sounds like something to clear your gut.
It did.
So we are waiting on Matizu, and we're going to have Kerberos up here. And I think that's the 5 of us. Or who else are we going to? Oh, we're going to get Justin up here if he decides to.
Since you still haven't changed the title, I'll be Casey.
And Brian Ressler is here. Thank you. And Rompkins here. We have a good crew. Just to let you know, Casey had a bit of a confusion as to dates. She thought that I was going to be next Thursday after the Recwell interview on next Wednesday as Recwell. She had me pegged in for next Thursday, which is fine because we will have Casey visiting us at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday because pop-up is nothing but flexible. Why did Corey just leave?
There can only be me. Sorry.
I know we can have multiple people here. Kerberos.
Hey, what's going on, Pop? What's going on?
And here's KosPlay as well. Let me get. Let me see here. I should be able to have 5 or 6 people up here, up to 10, if I recall. There we go.
Every time you bring in someone new, someone else drops out.
That's not true. No,
I was trying to invite people. I was gonna go do Discord, but I'm on my phone. So
stop messing around.
All right, no, I'm here now.
Okay, so now we have one more person to wait for. That's Matizu, and we now have our, poor Justin Whitaker lives in Philadelphia area. the home of the best food in the country almost, and I'm trying to figure out where we can like go where we're just not. There we go. How's that?
We're in the sea of your art.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
I
I mean, I just don't want to be. I don't want to be the big head, you know.
Can you see me? Yeah, there we go.
Hey,
Hello.
okay, so
I feel like we're putting together a movie cast here.
It is
The hike, guys. We're planning a hike.
It's almost like we're over on TikTok Live.
I know. Whose book are we advertising today?
Well, whose do we want to advertise? We have Justin coming out with pre-order. That is going to be Wraith Wizard Warrior or something like
Commander.
that. Commander. I am sorry.
All right.
I haven't paid attention to it yet. However, Matizu has stuff going on.
Yes,
Kerberos
my
is
book
right.
actually
Not
launched.
to talk about his books until he gets book 3 done. So that's
All right.
he's here just to contribute his knowledge of the industry.
Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing, but you guys can ask me questions anyway.
What do you mean you don't know what you're doing?
I leave all the work for my boys at Timeless Wind Publishing. I'm just writing some words over here.
I was going to say, you just turn out the words. Well, you're still doing better than me because I don't even turn out words. I just read them. And Kos, what are you doing other than trying to stay healthy?
Craft the Planet.
Craft the Planet on Railroad. Craft the Planet is a story set in the 1930s.
That's right.
So it is a system-imposed story. That's all I recall. I have to get back to it. I do humbly apologize. He will yell at me later, but at least I know what I'm talking about.
And it's all about crafting.
And I like crafting. You know, and even Jay Krause's new book had crafting in it, and that was my favorite part of it. So crafting can be good. But
Are you
yours
going
isn't
high stakes or low stakes crafting?
Well, it's Depression era, so everything's high stakes for an orphan.
but it's not cozy.
It is cozy, actually.
Is it truly cozy? Like,
So,
life is rolling cozy
until he unlocks the system, and then once he enters that world, then it's like game changer for him. So then it gets pretty cozy.
I guess I can live with it. And Matizu, what is the current series you have getting published and written?
I have 2 actually. The one that just book 2 got launched on Amazon. It's called The Ether Smith. It's a crafting book and a dungeon hunting book. And the other one, it's actually a VR MMO book. It's my main project that I'm working on. It's called Assassinate Wanderwind. It's going to be the VR MMO revival.
That's a couple of you doing that. That's
again. How's your
Jake
VR MMO doing? Mine, the one I launched this year, didn't do so hot on Amazon.
I'm doing well on Royal Road. Has not yet been launched on Amazon. It's currently audiobook is being looked at, and the cover artist just looked at the cover commission. So it's going to be maybe 3 months or so. We can look at the Amazon launch.
Nice. I've been launching Eternity's Bargain on Amazon this year, and it's not as good as the other ones. I guess it's just VR or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to clear the path for all the next VR MMO books. So hopefully you guys are more successful with those.
There you go. Of course, mine's been out on audio for 2 years because of Yonder. So,
well, yeah, that came out, and then after it comes out, he tells me, "Oh, that's my first book," and it's like, "But this came out,
first thing I ever wrote."
Yeah, go ahead and explain all that to me. All right, so you're over here. Bear with me. I'll be right back. I get to walk around. You guys can talk because I have 5 of you over there.
I'll tell you what, I got a question for everybody. Yeah, if we start, I guess, does everybody have the same screens as I do, where Pop's in the top left and Matizu's right below him?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I guess let's go bottom left and then middle top, middle bottom, top right, bottom right. So whenever y'all are building your worlds, your lit RPGs, how do you start your process? Do you start with the system? Do you start with the characters, or do you start with the world building?
That's one of my questions. Good job.
Hey,
I'm
just curious how other people do it.
Well, personally, I get like one idea. It's not even nothing to do with the world usually. Nothing to do with characters. Maybe sometimes characters, but I get like one scene that I really like. All right, I'm gonna turn this thing into a whole ass book. So then I start crafting like which is the most optimal world that fits this specific scene or a specific vision I have. Oh yeah, there's my book as well.
That's a nice cover.
You're too
That's a pretty
small,
cover.
Pops. You're gonna have to make yourself bigger so we can see the book.
All right, fine. I can do that. Hold on.
Yeah. We want Pop. There we go. Now it looks like what was that old show with the family?
What are you saying about me?
What? No, now we look like the Brady Bunch.
Oh, the Brady. We're not gonna. What do you prefer? You don't want this. Don't we? We want to be equal.
Yeah, can you make us all big?
You need to be bigger.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
there.
look at that. Hey, there you go.
Oh, that's
a good one.
That'll work.
Do we want to keep answering the question, or do we want to
Yes.
now that Pop-Pop's back?
No, we want to keep answering the question. So,
Okay.
So
I-
am I
we got
next?
counter?
Is that who's next?
Yeah,
that me?
Kaz is next.
Okay, so when I come up with an idea for a new story, it starts with the idea. So, like, I ask myself, like, what am I going to do with this character? What's going to make him special and unique? And how's he going to interact with the world? As far as the world building goes, all of my books tie into each other. So each time I make a new book, I layer on more world building because they're all in the same world. Even if they're in different worlds, they're in the same, world universe.
Same universe. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So a lot of the lore ties into each other. And then I try to add more, I try to sprinkle more stuff on top of that. One of the fun things about Craft the Planet, I always wanted to do a crafting book because I've read a bunch of them. And a lot of times crafting books start off as crafting, and then the person ends up like fighting in dungeons and getting in fights. And next thing you know, it's a crafting book with hardly any crafting. Like he might make something at the beginning and at the end, but most of it turns into like a mystery novel or something. And I hated that. So I wanted a book that was start to finish crafting. Like he's always making something new. He's always learning new skills. And I intentionally made it where he's not a fighter. Like he can't gain skills as a fighter. He has to come up with creative ways to get around conflict. Like one of the things that ends up happening to him. Remember, this is 1930s Manhattan. He gets mugged in Central Park, and he doesn't know what to do with it because he doesn't know how to fight. So he ends up struggling with that.
I'll tell you, that was probably one of the biggest strong or selling points for me in Mark of the Fool. I really like Mark of the Fool. That was pretty good. And, the way he had to find new ways to fight against other people, that's really cool and unique to me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Justin?
Justin?
I thought, we started bottom left and then we went up.
Okay, Corey, he's passing the buck to you. So
the person who asked the question, I guess, would also get a turn.
Either way.
No, we'll go back up. I thought I didn't know where we were. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Go ahead, Kerb.
All right, man. So I really like numbers, and I hate looking sometimes at Reddit, all the comments, because I've vanished for a little while.
It's an evil place. Reddit is an evil place.
Well, one of the fellas up there made a comment that says I have the attention span of a toddler. And boy, they aren't wrong. They are not wrong. I've got like 23, 24 file folders right now of different ideas for different series sitting on my desktop. And they just, every day, I just have something new constantly. But I like numbers. I really like numbers. I like systems. I like game mechanics. Huge fan of just video games, always have been. So I start with the mechanics. I build, the experience system, or I build whether I want to use cards or your typical blue screen, or I've got some where they're bloodline based, stuff like that. I've got a couple of sci-fi ones I've been working on recently. but I start with the system and then I go out from there. I look at the system and I'm like, what kind of character could utilize this, be the most entertaining to utilize this? Would it be a bad guy, good guy, somebody who's helpful, somebody who just ignores everybody and does his own thing? And then based on that character, I try and develop whatever world, I go into building the world, whatever would be the most difficult for them, the most challenging and most entertaining for them to try and survive through from there, and work my way through all the different characters that they work with at that point. And I really like the characters to be as realistic as I can make them, but aside from that, that's kind of my process anyway. I have notebooks galore. It's insane. Just tons of notebooks, all notebooks.
Wow, good lord! Do you use
And
the
most
same
of them
file?
are full.
Do you use
So
the
I've
same
got
journal?
no, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So now you got to show off some of the pages.
Well, I can show you
That's
some of my
writer work,
sheets,
bro.
I guess.
That's privileged.
Save for the Patreon.
I've got
Jordan,
some
for that.
different sheets with different
Oh, that's
skills
cool.
and abilities and maps.
I love the hex paper.
The hex papers.
Yeah.
I have hex paper from the 80s as well, hiding in a box.
I like the hex papers myself. Yeah, I got a little bit of everything. I've got my Dungeons Masters guides up here.
Wow.
Let's see if I can find. I think most of my stuff's out in the garage right now. I normally sit out in the beanbag chair and work when I can. Yeah, here's some stuff from a demon summoning thing that I've been working on. Well, I guess you can't really see him. The glare's not really great.
Yeah, you got really good lighting there.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I do have to do, I want to get my little blurbs here. All this wonderful lighting that I have, I'm all bright and shiny and awesome now, is brought to you by a contribution or a investment by hold on. My Amazing Lighting is brought to you by harem-lit.com and LitRPGtools.com. Thank you to all the wonderful people at those two websites. Go, enjoy, find out your next LitRPG book. Yeah, go ahead. That's good. I'll figure that out later. I got slammed by having to deal with
Pop has a sponsor?
I have a sponsor, kind of, sorta.
Nice.
Now we need to get you a chair.
Now you have to get a chair and an income stream. Damn it.
I know who's starting to GoFundMe for Pops' chair.
It's not a
He
go.
He has a Patreon. Everyone go give him money on Patreon.
There you go. Or I can go pick out a really kick-ass chair from Amazon and I can put it on a wish list and someone could surprise me. Because I just have like an $89 monitor because everyone bitches and moans at Pop-Up because he only has a laptop and no extra screens. So pantsers or plotters or that horrible hybrid. What are you?
Hybrid.
Wait, I didn't get to go. Wait.
Yeah, we still got two more. We still got two more.
All right,
Passing the
Mr.
torch.
Culligan. We're going to go. He is NPCs for hire.
Just singular NPC for hire. I think it would come up if you did NPCs.
He has
but
two, and he has another cover just to make me spend more money.
yes.
Only reason.
Yeah. So as far as when I make my world, I used to be a scientist. I teach high school now, but I really need the whatever the idea is to make sense, like logically. I'm not one of those people that could just be like, oh, and then the moon exploded. So the current book, the current series I'm on, is like the progression of technology way into the future until the world just becomes a video game. So everyone can upload their consciousness into this. So it's kind of the same VR MMO trope, except taken to the extreme where you're actually in the game. You are in this. So like I'm working on my next series once I wrap up this trilogy is a card battler. And so one of the things I was thinking about, I play a lot of Magic the Gathering. How would I do mana? I don't want to sit there and have them get mana flooded or mana screwed. So it will be an actual source of energy from the system they're in, the magic and technology warring against each other, and that actually fuels like the amount of like entropy that will be taken from the system for this like creature to be coming into existence and stuff. So I'm a very like I have to have the science and logic for me to be able to start writing without like stopping.
But that's just because of your background. So it's a good thing to build what you know and go from there.
I'm just a geek nerd scientist, so.
All right, fine. Now we get to go to Justin Whitaker.
Yeah.
All right. God, I'm sure I have a great answer coming up here.
You had long enough to think about it.
Yeah, no, I did to think about multiple. I could create multiple interesting lies, but I'll suffice with the truth. It actually tickled me when you asked this question, because I had been talking to a fellow author of mine, Randall Tatum, who is actually here in the chat.
He's in the audience.
Yes, and he and I probably talked for like, I don't know, a couple hours just talking about our process. So if you got a seventh slot, bring him in because he had an interesting one to this call. But for me, I always go, I try not to be mercenary about what I write because it is very personal to me. And, you know, we're all writing to market to a degree because we're trying to make money doing this. I think we all are. I presume we all are, even if it's not like our sole vocation. If we have shoot jobs on the side, we all want to make money at it. So I you know, and the story becomes very, very important and personal to me just in doing it and finding the characters and everything. But I actually always start with the hook. For just about everything I write, I try to think of what's an interesting hook that might grab people and differentiate them and be an interesting thing that would draw people in. So for mine, I started with, you know, take a wasteland man from a post-apocalyptic Earth and isekai him into a fantasy world. So not doing the usual isekai with, you know, computer programmer or a janitor or what have you. And these things are not bad. These are not negative things. I just thought, what's something I haven't personally seen before? What can be my little differentiating thing? And then from there, all the weird stuff with Rune and with the various races and characters and old conflicts and world building, because I really do like to, once I kind of have my hook and kind of get that creative germ set, I like to start kind of going to the world building from there and seeing how it makes sense and what would be interesting, because I do have a bad habit of wanting to put whimsy and fantastical things into my world. And then I wind up doing like a much harder fantasy setting with, you know, more rules, more politics and that sort of thing. And that's fun. That's great. I like that stuff. And I think a lot of people, it appeals to them. But I think in general, I like to try to differentiate it and to have a number of different things going on and to have that sense of whimsy in there with everything. But like I said, it all kind of goes back to just trying to come up with an interesting hook that will grab people at the start, because I want them, I need them to pick up my book. I pay a lot of money for these covers and it takes a long time to write these things. So I at least want them to, you know, make a little bit of money back.
Oh, yeah.
That's an interesting question, by the way. So do all of you guys write to meta, or personally, I write what I want to read. Do you write what you think other people want to read?
Whenever we put together Summoner Awakens, so Kerberos originally started out as me and two fellow authors from web novel. I actually started on web novel. Everybody hates web novel. But yeah, I actually started over there. That's where I first got. If I hadn't have gone over there and had at least minor success, I probably never would have made it here because I wouldn't have had the confidence to write elsewhere. But it started with me and two co-authors, and we didn't try to write meta whenever we worked on Summoner Awakens. We didn't try to plan for anything. We were just hashing out ideas we thought were cool. That was it. We were just spitfiring back and forth, and this thing was just kind of born. We thought about cards as stats instead of, you know, instead of your usual blue screens like in most of the other books that were going on at the time. And then like I say, it just developed. Then we came up with some characters we thought were cool. We tossed them in the book, And then we kind of alternated chapters for a little bit in book one. Most of book one, we alternated chapters. I went through and rewrote it, polished the prose up. I got my editor, Josiah Davis. Dude's great. We had like 3,800 comments. Yeah,
That's my editor too.
he's the bomb, man. We had
Oh, he's amazing.
3,800 comments or something like that in book one that I had to
Yeah,
go
mine
through.
had
It was
2,400.
What?
Yeah, was the book when A Summoner Awakens, the first Origins, first book was originally only 120,000 words, but after going through his comments and changing things up and adding clarity, it pushed it all the way up to the 151K chonker that it is, now.
Okay.
Yeah,
For a second,
he's
I thought
amazing.
you said you had 24,000 like notes.
No,
No,
I had
I
3,800 notes.
Okay, okay.
That's so funny. Did you find him on Reezy?
Actually, so before I even talked to Athon or anybody else, I just messaged Jeff Hayes out of the blue and was like, man, I really like your stuff. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to work with Sound Booth. And he really liked Summoner. He read through it. He was like, man, this reads a lot like a epic fantasy rather than a lit RPG. I like it. He said it needs a little polishing. I recommend this guy. And he sent me his information. And then
That's so funny.
Went from there.
Small World. Yeah, he's an amazing editor. He is one of the biggest reasons I kind of started taking it seriously and was like ready to put the time in, because he's like, your book is good, but no one's going to read it right now. Right. Yep. And that was the way, the slap in the face I needed. And I'll never forget one of his comments that made me go back and rewrite every line of dialogue in my first book. He's like, I think you should write with another human in the room, because I don't think you know how people talk to each other.
Right.
And it hurt. It hurt, but it was what I needed to hear. And yeah, so since I went back and rewrote every line of dialogue in that book, and now the comments I get are like, oh, I love how these characters interact. So I'm really, really glad that he said that to me.
I'd actually like to sit down and talk to you one day. I've got other projects as well, and you said you were a scientist. I've got notes and notes and notes of trying to develop a system. Notes on potential energy and kinetic energy for different types of magic and stuff. And if you want to help build a system together that we could use across a universe or something like that, man, that'd be awesome. I've got 24
stats. Everyone.
24 stats prepped.
All right.
Pop up bringing people together.
Yeah, and that goes for everybody here. If anybody ever needs a science, like, hey, let me know. I teach, like I said, I teach high school, but my background's in molecular biology, and then I was originally wanted to be a physicist, so I kind of have a smattering all over.
I was a mechanical engineer before.
I want to interrupt. I'm not going to really do much. See, now it looks like KosPlay's version, but I don't know. Do we want to bring areas? Do we want to bring up Randall Tatum, Ender Tatum, because of who wanted Kerberos? You want me to bring one?
I think it was Justin, but go ahead.
Yeah, it was my suggestion.
Okay. We're having a party here tonight.
Yeah.
All right, so Randall, I am going to. You send me on Messenger, so I'm going to send it to you on Messenger.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Randall is you can all probably guess, a LitRPG author like us, but he was somebody who, when I was first making inroads in here, had already had a book out and was kind to me and kind of, befriended me very early on, and just a very interesting cat. We have little long chats in on Facebook Messenger where we kind of do what we're doing here on this round table, actually. So it's actually fun to do this, but to do it verbally,
Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah.
So we're going to end up having some sort of round table pop-up.
What you need to do, pop-up, is you need to stream for a day, and you just need to have people in and out, coming in and out and in and out. You can bring Rec on, and he can go, so you can take breaks, and he can take over.
You do realize that Rec would have an aneurysm,
But you do, what were those old things called where like people would call in and donate money?
The telethon.
Telethon, yeah. Do a pop-up.
I'd be Jerry Lewis, right?
Yeah. Pop-up needs a chair telethon. Let's do it.
Carsey and his chair. We're getting a lot of people here, but you know, I don't know who else is here.
I see Professor down there liking the science I'm dropping. That makes me feel good.
Science is a good thing.
Yeah.
24 hours of pop-up. Okay, Ryan.
Yeah.
The internet isn't ready.
See if I buy your fourth. See if I buy your fourth book. Of course, I will. By the way, if you don't know who that is, that's Ryan Maxwell, author of Grand System Bending.
Oh my God, our names are here now.
Yeah.
Hey, look
I
at
bet
that.
that helps.
I did that. I knew what I was
Look at
doing.
that.
I've got skills.
So while Pop-Up's bringing them in, I'll answer the question you posed, which was, do you enjoy what you write? I think was the question. Or like are you passionate? Are you passionate about the content?
Are you talking about what KosPlay?
Right in the meta.
Right in the meta. That's right.
So I've met so many authors who their whole goal of writing is they look at what they think is going to make the most money,
Right.
and that's what they write. Or do you write the book that you want to read?
Right. Yeah. So
they're
right.
two very different things.
They are. And I always say, like, it's a business, so we have to write slightly to market. We have to find, we have to meet the audience halfway. So I always put it that I wrote the 90% version of the story in my heart. You make 10% concessions to other people along the, to like what the genre expects, certain things, certain aspects. But then you get to play around. I mean, LitRPG lets you really play around with it. You can
Smack Randall.
Randall.
All right.
Randall. You're muted.
I'm jealous of y'all's bookshelves.
Welcome to the roundtable.
Sorry, I was trying to fix my audio.
Those are awesome bookshelves you got back there, man.
Yeah, all y'all got bookshelves. Look, so just like my writing, my bookshelves are half finished. You see the hooks over there?
Mine's over there. And it's all my book.
Of course it is.
I got this one. Look, Pop-Up.
I sent that to him because
that one's good.
SC was the first eligible subscriber to my Patreon, other than Reckwell, because I can't send him a book. So, Shadow Alley sent me a ton of signed books by James Hunter, plus a lot of other ones that obviously can't be signed by James because he didn't write them. So that's going to be part of the giveaway for my Patreon to try to get people to give me money.
Free props from Wawa.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Breaker of chains. Let's I think the telethon would be a blast. We should really do that. That would be fun.
You know what? If I was not working I could do that because I don't work. I only work the weekends. So yeah, we could do that. I could convince my wife just to let me stay in this room for the whole day.
Yeah. You want to become a Twitch streamer?
Man a hotline and take donations for you?
No, I do not know, because that probably violates like some sort of rule or law. Sure. I mean, we have to, even if we do the Patreon and do a giveaway, I have to have a way for people just to give me their email address for free, so it's not a lottery, or it's not a pay per something or other. There has to be some avenue of free entry, which I don't have to necessarily approve of, and I'm going to put as many restrictions as possible. Wait, I didn't say that. God damn it. I have to stop talking. All right, who's next? Okay, do we want to go with the Panther Planner or hybrid, or do we want to come up with a different type of question? Or
we brought Randall on to answer that first question, right?
Yeah, let's go, Randall, with the first question of how you create your story and your world.
I'll be right back, guys.
So I'm mostly, everything I do, I have some kind of idea, and I start with that idea, and then I build around it. I build the character, and then I build from there, like very incrementally. I'm a project manager by profession, so the iterative nature of Scrum kind of bleeds into my writing, because I'm always doing a new version and a new version, and I build on from there. So it all just kind of starts with an idea as far as Like I actually thought about for the Lucky series, I thought about a world clock first, and the world clock is what spun off into the entire universe.
So do you build around your initial idea like a bubble map then? Just keep adding and adding as it spreads out, or?
Yes, I mean,
Using
this
hex
kind
paper?
of bleeds into the next thing. I don't do that to your next question, but I'm a filthy pantser. So I do a lot of just blazing through, and I try to build the narrative first. So once I have a narrative down, then from there I start fleshing out the individual parts. And I keep a document that has like classes and abilities and like major events or like significant events that have yet to happen to make sure that I appropriately foreshadow and things like that as I write. But I definitely do not get as in depth and in detail as your bubble map or your hex grid.
So there is a major movement over in the chat that we have to have Matizu speak. So we have to.
Right. What was the question again?
What question does Matizu have to hit upon now?
Chat telling me, ask me anything right now.
Pantsen or plotting?
The first question.
Or hybrid.
Yeah, I used to be a huge plotter. Like my outlines were literally longer than the books themselves. But
what?
It turned out to be not a very efficient method of writing. So these days, I've done a complete 180. My last outline was like 1 page long, and after that, I did not outline anything. So yeah, I just gone to pantsing.
Okay, they're asking you where you got the hoodie from. They really want to know.
I mean, this is from a local Finnish store. It's from a mall in my small Finnish city in the middle of Finland. Not the middle.
I was going to say you're from Finland, so
yeah.
That's
from the land of sauna and alcohol and depression and the cold winters and a lot of taxes and stuff. All right. So go ahead.
Making me want to drink.
Wait, where did you got the hoodie from? A store? What does it say?
It's a store called Crop.
Crop.
Everyone somehow everyone asked me where I get this hoodie. Like I have.
What does it say?
Sorry.
Stand up and let us see what it says.
Rise
up.
There you go.
Lost
I don't know what it says.
Club.
I have no idea.
That's what it's all about. All right, everybody, Google that and start inundating the poor Finnish economy with internet orders.
But anyway, like I'm a person who does not go outside. I have no action with the girls. But one time I was at the club with this hoodie. They asked me where I got the hoodie from. So this is the go-to hoodie.
That's your entry. That's your entree.
Exactly.
All right, who is next on Pantser versus? I bet you we don't have any plotters in here. You all are Pantsers and hybrid. Kerberos. There you go.
Yeah, I guess me and SE both have a lot of the same things in common. Yeah, I like I say, all these notebooks are filled with stuff.
I figured you two guys would be kind of planning it out because you have more of an analytical. You build the big systems.
Yeah.
Whereas I think a lot of us don't necessarily do that. And sorry to interrupt you. Please continue.
Oh, you're fine. I take a lot of inspiration from Senescent Soul's Delve. I really want to build something as strong as that, where the characters and the world and the system all intermingle so tightly that you cannot have any one without the other. You just can't. It can't happen. I have to sit down and
read that.
It's 1.4 million words. It's really slow burn, but it's solid. I mean, it's a really, really good series. But I take most of my inspiration from writing between him and Jonathan Stroud, Bartimus trilogy. I mean, this was a really good system style for a much older, novel, or older for me, I guess. I'm only 30, 32. But You know, I really just enjoy the idea of how the system integrates with the world so tightly. You know, without the world, the system couldn't exist. Without the system, the characters couldn't be there. Without the character, the world wouldn't. World wouldn't work out.
So we are
Yes.
going to toss up a couple little things from the audience. Here's Ryan.
Yeah, I started calling it like half pantsing, right? Like, for me, I let the story kind of find itself as far as like what happens in the scene, but the part that I have to outline is the world, like the system. Like I have a whole like where everything is in the map, and I have travel times, right? That's the part my brain needs. I need to know, okay, how many. So in my world, there's jump gates as they're traveling through the system, and their ships. There's two ways to travel. Either you log out and log back in to the game if you're softcore, or if you're hardcore and you've uploaded, you have to travel the long way. And it's a whole galaxy. So the time distances between jumps is what I kind of have to have, and then that's the part that helps the pacing. Or like I know they can't shoot across. We have 2 days to stop this. They can't be across the whole system in 2 days. So that adds to the, what do I have to write around and stuff like that. So
that brings a big bit of realism to it too, right? I mean,
slow travel in a video game is important.
Yeah, it's a lot of that of like, some of the advantages, different characters, and mine's very creamy. The RPG, it's almost more gamelit, honestly, but that's some of the advantages. If you don't upload, you can just log out and log back in, and so that was another thing. I have like 4 pages on like why wouldn't they just throw an army of softcore players at these, my hero? Well, every time you die or log out, to log back in, the fee goes up. So if that's the incentive. So I have like a whole 2-page essay on like how the economy works in the system. So that's the outlining, that's the planning I do. But as far as the writing, scene to scene, I just kind of let the chaos flow.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I hear plotters talk, it always makes me wish that I plotted more, because when I write, I have to literally, like, right now I'm writing book 3, and I have to keep book 2 and book 1 open to go back and make sure, be like, hey, I know this sounds right, but let me control F in my document here and just make sure that I'm not like, a minor detail. I at least keep it in mind. I remember it, but like, if I had a nice, like, beautiful laid out plot, it would be probably a lot easier. But then I know when I write that, like, I know where I'm headed, and I'm just pantsing until I get there.
So when you guys do your pantsing, are you pantsing the entire book, or are you, there's like half, some chapters, you go just maybe, through a specific dungeon and pant your way through a dungeon? I always go back to Sour Patch. Sour Patch would say, "Why? I know where I have to be at the end of the book." Knows what events.
What is wrong with your chat? What is wrong?
Okay, good. He saw it.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Everyone
This is-
loves you, Matizu. You're doomed. You're out there now. I mean,
You are apparently the heartthrob of LitRPG.
You are.
Wow. That's the high praise. Sorry,
So
I kind of cut you off right there. My bad.
do you pants the entire book, or what? How do you do it?
So
Yeah, I pants everything.
But in your brain, how far do you go? And I mean, are you pantsing a few chapters and then, I got this, so now I can move to the next? Or are you doing look, I'm arriving in Cape Town, South Africa in July, and I have to be in Cairo in December. But between that, you have no clue what you're doing.
it often is that.
I usually don't even know.
I'm sorry, that last comment got me.
Yeah.
Bob, do you want to put it up on the screen, or do you not?
Yeah,
want
I absolutely do. Ryan, you're just a troublemaker.
What is this? Okay.
Now we start a telethon to get him to LitRPG Con.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you guys are gonna need to buy a couple
How
more
up
of my
to, how
books.
up to date is your passport there, Matizu?
I mean, I could probably fly there. Problem is the money. I'm not rich enough yet. Maybe I can rob one of you guys.
We've got rich authors here.
Yeah, maybe I can ask you guys for like a loan or something.
How much is a flight?
I
Realistically,
got $10 on it
from
Flight is
Finland.
like 1K, and that's before all the hotels and stuff.
And you know what? You could come over here, no clothes, because you can like get shirts. You just come wear one outfit, that hoodie. You have to
bring the hoodie.
Yeah, that's necessary. And then you could just get, clothes from, shirts and, go to Target. There's a Target right down the street.
I'm sure they have merch in the vendor hall.
They have merch. So, we would get those donated to you. You'd be good. So you don't have to get checked baggage or anything.
Given the way the chat is going, I think if you just say, I want to go to LitRPG Con,
It'll happen.
Find someone who will just give you $1,000. And let you stay in their hotel room.
We throw it into the telethon, guys. We throw it into the telethon. 2 goals: a chair for Pop and an international flight.
Air flight and ticket. We can, and if they run out of tickets, we can sneak them in somehow.
Yeah. I approve.
I don't know, Pop. I think you've landed on gold here, strange gold, but this is A+ content here. Matizu
I'm thinking that it
I
is.
did nothing. I existed in the call. I showed my hoodie. I'm getting flustered over here from this
If
chat.
Matizu dropped an OnlyFans right now, this place would hurt.
That's like, why am I writing books?
That's how
what am I
you get
doing?
it. That's
I'm
how you
in
get
the wrong
it.
industry right here.
LitRPG OnlyFans.
Yeah. Hey, I'll say this, Pop. I'll try to answer your question legitimately as far as pantsing and plotting goes, but this is like more fun.
It is.
Look, the chat will not stop.
No.
Matizu, are you on Facebook?
No.
No?
Okay.
Are you on Reddit? Because if you're on Reddit, you're going to need security out there as well.
Yeah, someone can go DM me on Reddit. I accept. Preferably, if you are a Finnish girl around the age of 20, send me your DMs.
There you go.
I can't wait to see what Opus Clips does with this thing tomorrow.
Oh no.
That's so.
Yeah, we've been trying to get the matchmaking channel going on the
Well, I think
Writers
if
Guild.
you send Matt Denneman some feet pics, he'll just let you. He'll buy your flight.
Really?
I think he's moving beyond the foot issue. I'm just saying. Speaking of which, that's only 5 days away.
How did this end up in a foot fetish conversation? Is my question.
Because
Matt Denneman was brought up. That's all you need.
That's Matt Denneman feet. That's it.
The system does have a
Oh,
thing for feet.
keep it loose.
We lose. We lost. He'll come back. He probably let something die. He may not be able to come back. Oh, there you go.
I'm still here.
All
Oh,
right.
we lost our names too, Pop.
Oh man, is Matizu Taco Bell? Wow.
We're gonna have to blame. We're gonna have to blame. There we go. You lose it. You lose it when the message goes up, and then you.
I see.
I mean, we just shuffled like one of those little kid puzzles.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Can we agree that's the worst puzzle in video games? The little, like,
Awful.
what?
Yeah, it's lame.
Which one?
Has anyone
Where you
put
slide the little
puzzles in
blocks.
their
You know what I
in their book?
hated? I don't know. You know what? There are puzzles. I forget what. Dungeon in the Clouds by Daniel Weber has some puzzles in their dungeon. What's the matter, Justin?
Look at the chat. Look at the last post in the chat.
Fed for self-preservation.
Wait, why are we talking about my feet? What did I miss? Do we need feet pics over here?
Ferdinand.
Good
Oh,
God,
yeah.
man! Whatever you do not put your feet on camera right now. We will
not,
all
do not.
rationale.
I'm gonna go 1,000
Gotta be
Do it, man.
information
Show 'em
first.
off.
I
And
don't.
Pop-Up has to be careful because he has 9 toes. So, you know.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a story.
Did an
You lose
alligator
or
get
is
the
it genetic?
It was sepsis. Just like, you know, no, actually, what was it? It was gangrenous, but I think I was almost septic. That was-
That's so much more real life than an alligator got it. You know.
We do have an alligator. We do have an alligator over my retention basin because I'm in Florida. Yes, dungeon.
That explains a lot, Florida man.
It is. Well, I've only been here 2 years. I'm a Jersey guy. Dungeon in the Clouds is a lot of fun. I can't wait to get into City in the Clouds and Empire in the Clouds.
can we?
Are we just gonna go here? Shiny classic, closer shine. What the hell is that?
The allure.
Are we talking about Matizu again?
Yes.
I don't know what is going on.
So, Matizu, why don't you just talk about your book while people
My
comment?
book.
Because I think you're the reason anyone is here right now. I don't.
Yeah,
I
has
can't
anyone
get it.
actually read my book in the chat? Are these fans
Where
or are
is
they just
Matizu's-
fans of
where
my
is Matizu's
handsome
book?
face and the hoodie? Or
Either
are they actually fans of the book?
This is your chance to convert them and prove that you're more than just
Oh,
a
yeah.
pretty face.
you're just
So
pretty hoodie.
I actually write a romance book, guys, and a
Yeah.
VR novel book mixed together. It's called
Yeah.
Assassinate Wonderwind, and it's right now. I think it's the 6th highest ranked romance book on Royal Road. Go check it out.
Hold on.
Nice.
Which one's
Hold
it called?
Assassinate Wonderwind. It's a
I see
VR
it.
MMO book.
Okay,
about this
when are you
one
going to
dude.
publish these?
Sorry.
You're on
Is it?
Royal Road and you're doing well. When are you going to put them on Amazon?
Oh, it's probably going to be around 2-3 months for that one.
Okay.
Book 2 is about to be finished. My publisher wants 3, so they can publish them back to back.
Okay, gotcha. You are hooked up with a publisher then.
Yep.
Gotcha. If you
I'm
needed
with
help self-pubbing, I would offer to help.
Yeah, because he
I'm
is a
actually-
self-publishing guru.
Gotcha.
I'm also self-publishing my side project, which is called Saving the Lich Queen. But the problem with that one, I wrote that on a complete whim, and it's a standalone book at 60,000 words, which is like completely off meta. Nobody wanted that, so I was like, all right, I'll toss
Do
it
it
into
yourself.
Amazon myself then.
So where is Matizu? Where's your book?
My book.
It's on Royal Road.
Row Road on Rising Stars.
It's past the Rising Stars run a
Oh,
while
you
ago.
passed it already. Okay.
He's got
Yeah.
5 books up there.
Yeah,
I'm a
one of them
Matizu
is.
fan. I know all about it.
Do not look at the old books, guys. Do not look at the old ones.
Let's pull up the
I
Devil
only have 3
Stoner.
books.
I mean,
Yeah,
but
do not look at
are
the
you
old
really a serious author if you don't have at least one absolute
Ryan.
flop?
Ryan, please. This is a family show.
All right, what is the chat saying?
There you go. I send it to you, Pop, in Discord.
It's not frozen. I'm looking at things. When I look at things, I only have one screen, so I'm looking at it, and you can't see me do it. I'm not frozen. God damn
That's
it.
that's the real fundraiser we need. We got to get this man another screen.
Well, I have that. It's nice and cheap. It's nice and cheap up on my wish list.
Yeah, that's what I use as my second screen. Is just a.
I'm going
TV
up.
screen.
I'm going up to my on my phone. I'm going up the Royal Road. Okay, is that okay with you people?
Matizu,
I sent you the link in Discord, Pop,
What is it?
if you couldn't find it.
I wrote
Same
a.
thing. I do not
comic
like Discord. I do not
with
like
RPG
Discord.
elements, and it was probably 60,000 something. So I feel you. It was just it was a complete flop, and I really enjoyed writing it, but nobody enjoyed reading it, I guess. So
Which book
So
was that?
standalone comedy with RPG.
Resurrection.
What's it about?
a guy, a businessman dies at a carnival parking lot, and on his way to the afterlife, he ends up going into the body of this 3,000-year-old vampire warlord, and in this fantasy world, and he's like figuring out all of his magic and the whole 9 yards, and that's really what it's about. He's got a demon dog. He meets a hot elf princess, and they just kind of go on adventures full of shenanigans.
Sounds pretty standard.
Yeah,
Sounds
I mean,
standard.
it is, but let me tell you, I struggled to get it any kind of traction. I don't know.
And it was just a one hit, just one book.
I mean, I actually had I actually have two sequels plotted out for it, but I'm not going to spend my time writing on it when it didn't perform. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have plans to go back later and do it, but right now I got to focus on the series that's
The stuff that's working.
yeah.
So I always wonder this. I know Pop Pop says he'll never write, but Pop Pop, if you were going to write, what subgenre of lit RPG would you do?
Harem lit.
I'm not doing harem lit. No freaking way.
Pops is
First of all, Gims would slaughter me. It would be an apocalypse. I liked Apocalypse even before I came into LitRPG. SM Sterling's Emberverse, where Flame, everything just stopped functioning. You just did not have the ability to get any sort of combustion going. So that was definitely a huge apocalyptic type world, and that's just what it was even before. And now in LitRPG, I love my apocalypse. Ryan knows that. I love Grand System Vending. The very first series that I was able to binge was Rise of Mankind by Jez. I just love an apocalypse because you can do so much with the basis, with how it starts. I mean, I'm reading Bymort now.
Bymort's pretty good.
Holy crap. The first page, I was like, holy shit, this is a great book on the first page. And it is continuing. I'm already 25%, a quarter of the way through. And it's just a great book. But it's just so much you could do with that trope.
Pop, you could do Florida Man meets
Oh,
Apocalypse.
hell no. That,
you know
what? That, no. That is Hunter Mythos. Hunter Mythos, when I saw him at JordanCon, we basically did a bear hug. He freaking cracked my ribs. I was in pain for a day and a half. He would come after me. Hunter is the true Florida man. I am not stepping on his toes. So that's that. I don't even have to be a Florida man because remember, I lived in the shadow of Philadelphia for 32 years.
Well, right, but now you have a fresh, objective view into what real Florida men are like in Florida.
Actually, in a weird way, Justin would beat me on that.
I am, in fact, a Florida man by birth.
Yep.
Okay.
And I have been, he mentioned a Books A Million in Lakeland. Pop-Up did earlier.
No. Books A Million was up in Davenport, up in Posner.
I thought you said you also went to the one in Lakeland.
Today I went to Barnes & Noble.
Oh, okay.
They opened a new one for me, so it's only an hour away, not an hour and a half.
No kidding. There was a Books A Million. I don't know if it's still there, but there was one in Lakeland. That was the closest really big bookstore.
Apocalypse. That's just like if I had a Pokemon on Papachu.
That's what happens if you had a bad burrito.
I'll write one for you, and it'll be everyone is instantly old, and then you can guide me in how to write it correctly.
There you go. There are a couple good geezer type stories over on. In fact, Kos, don't you have your buddies with the one, the fishing? So there are some geezer fictions.
Yes, I've read several of them.
You are unfortunately suffering from. You have to shout now, Kos.
Oh, sorry. Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay. A cheesesteak apocalypse. That could work. There'd be no whiz, that's for sure.
Just gangs of caramelized onions beating the hell out of each other.
Well, this cheese, provolone and mozzarella. Come on, that's a true cheesesteak. Provolone and mozzarella.
Everyone has such strong
Wait,
opinions.
that's still going, by the way. What is up with your chat, Pop?
It's all about you, Matizu. It's all about you. You had no idea. What are you, like a dryad or a male equivalent? Are you an incubus? What is an incubus?
I have no idea, man.
Yeah, you're an incubus.
Yeah. I'm tired. It's 4 a.m.
It's all part of his act. Everyone wants a piece of Matizu, and he's just like, little old me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that there was a seat on this highly refined pop-up live stream. I did not expect to have the chat completely fall in love.
You did volunteer, and I jumped at it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I know who people are. Hey, Ryan, Maxwell, you're going to have to come up and be one of the big stars on one of the other ones. We'll have to get a bunch of other people coming up as well. So maybe a mix, And I think we did hit on something.
What's your limit?
I can do 10, but I think that's too many.
It's like a D&D group.
It'd be tiny.
Yeah, it'd be tiny. After so many players, it just gets to turn into chaos.
One of the things that I never TikTok is weird because you can have this live, and if you're like going through your TikToks, all of a sudden you have like 12 people sitting in the TikTok live, and like 10 of them are like, and 2 of them are talking. It just you lose so much, and it's like, yeah, no, go away. All right, so Ryan has volunteered. That is awesome. But Ryan, you cannot have a blue screen behind you.
What about a blue wall?
Don't start. Well, that's a system, so I don't know. I don't care.
You got to get some books behind you, Justin.
I know.
Nobody wants to see the blue wall.
No, I've got a full bookshelf, but I don't have it in here. Maybe I'll relocate. I have to be in here because I have a certain bad kitty who needs.
There you go, Jollybane is up. We got a lot of people up. We're going to have to develop this whole concept, and it's all. You know what? We have to give all the cred to Casey Azell for flying a helicopter tonight.
Oh, right.
Instead of showing up for the interview because she had her dates messed up.
Wait, she's flying a helicopter? Is that what you just said?
She's flying a helicopter.
I'm back, by the way. Sorry about that.
She was in the military. She flew helicopters, and she still does.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wouldn't live stream from the helicopter.
So what you're saying, it took 6 non-helicopter flying authors to equal the one guest you should have had.
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, 5, because I'm just awesome to begin with.
We don't have helicopters, so we're not cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I will never go in a helicopter.
No.
I would go on a helicopter.
It just gives you an option
in a
to
heartbeat.
a horrific crash. So no.
I would not go on a hot air balloon.
No.
I'll go wherever the good stuff is. You know what I mean? Plane, trains, automobiles. We're going to something cool. I'm down.
So you're going to Finland?
Hell yeah, we're going to Finland to start the
official
Matizu.
That's a goal. That's a goal now. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do one of those Viking cruises or celebrity cruise through the through the Baltic Sea.
Oh yeah,
that goes into Helsinki.
Are we going to start Matizu Con? Is that what's happening?
Oh, let's go.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, the clock here just hit 4:20. So I think it's my time.
Matizu is going to go to sleep.
The literal sun is about to get up right now. So
all the people are going to leave the chat.
I would love to join again. So feel free to invite me But good night, guys. I'm gonna head to
Matizu,
sleep.
this was absolutely
Matt.
fantastic. Thanks for coming in with
Thank you
us.
very much.
Later, man. Nice to meet you.
It was nice
to
meeting
meet
you.
you.
And your hoodie.
Oh boy, did we just get ugly?
I
Yeah,
don't know what happened.
instantly downgraded a little bit there.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, we can't get any uglier. Ryan, you want to come up? Did I say that?
I don't know if you burned us or Ryan more. You know,
So
It
while
was.
we wait,
It was an equal burn.
Our average
By the way,
age just shifted up by like 10 to 15 years.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
You guys want to see one of the nicest things ever? So my parents surprised me with this. They framed my first book.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I remember
Oh,
you
that's
telling
cool.
me that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it just came in the mail. I didn't know they were doing it. It was very, very thoughtful.
Can you put it closer to the camera so we can see?
No.
I can put the camera closer to it, but no, I
That works. That
screwed it
works.
into the wall.
Whoa.
Nice.
Oh, look at that. That's the old
That's
school
cool.
cover that he
Yeah.
got rid of, and now I have
That's
to
a
go
cool
spend
cover.
more money for the new cover.
But yeah, so they
I got something similar.
that's drilled in the wall because the shelf is a little
Yeah, I get that.
shaky.
My
Oh,
son
that's
does
so
that.
yeah.
Like a
Nice.
license plate. My mother-in-law
That's
got
sick.
me.
That's cool.
You know, Justin,
Yes.
your display is missing.
What?
Yes, I can't find it.
You made a disc plate and it's gone? Oh, that was the coolest thing that he did that.
I did a
That's
thing
neat.
like that too.
That's okay. Mine's like turned sideways and shoved on top of some other books on his Athon shelf.
I made some metal plates of my first
Shut up.
series.
So my Athon shelf isn't the best.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to find it, Justin. I
Well-
love that one. I do have this one. I do have Uzi Jesus.
What the
Oh,
hell?
that's cool.
That's cool.
And then see if you know where this is from.
Matizu.
No, this is from Cold Fang 89. This is one of the first Necromancer covers.
That's a good
Cool.
idea. I didn't think about that. Putting your cover on. Those are those tin.
Those are the metal ones in this plate. And I have
Yeah.
Rec Wells' first one over there because
and you can just
Recommend-
upload any image you want to on this plate, and they'll do it.
they really will, but I will not do it unless I have permission
Yeah.
from.
But yeah.
Literally, I got permission from Portal for all the first Necromancer covers, and I had them send them to me.
Yeah, I should do that for LitRPG Con because I don't have any merch right now. I'm too new to the game to have any kind of merch.
Same.
Yeah.
If
That's
y'all
a good
need a
idea.
guy, I got a guy. If y'all need to
Okay.
connect.
I got a guy
Oh, yeah.
too.
I have.
Who's
You
all
know-
going to LitRPG Con?
Panelist.
Maybe next year.
Panelist.
Nice.
I
My
was gonna
goal.
put it in, and Pop Up said, "Put it in," and I said, "Okay." And then they said, "Yeah, you can be a panelist."
There you
That's
go.
so cool. Yeah. By the time I realized, so last year's Lit RPG, I was just starting on Royal Road, and that was like the event that made me like, I need to do this. This is, like, it was what sold me on really pursuing to be an author and getting that first book published. And that was a blast. I am so excited for this year.
I think I applied, and I never heard anything back.
That won't.
So has
Here, that's my
anybody
goal.
else, like, since they've started writing, has anybody else shifted from reading to audiobooks? I get so sick of staring at screens, that I've shifted to where I pretty much only listen to audio for the past 2 or 3 years.
I'm an audiophile. I have a reading disability where black and white text, like black on white, looks 3D to me. So like when I write, I have to have my screen, like I have a filter and everything. So I do a lot of audiobooks, and that's one of the coolest things is hearing my book in audio it just blew me away. Like that was like the moment
Yeah.
that I felt like it was all real.
I don't really have time to read other stuff, admittedly, right now. I have not read much. I've read a little bit. I still have Randall's second book here. I mean, I could I don't even want to name all the books because there's a lot of authors I matched up with and I've met and I've befriended who I want to read their stuff. I bought it either in paperback or in ebook form. And I just have not had a free minute to really read much more. I think I'll read like a opening chapter and I'll be like, well, this is great. And I got to go edit my book because I do. It's entirely the self-published game that I do is entirely, I edit my own books. I write them, I edit them, I format them, I post them. I'm not signed to any sort of company. Don't use an editor. The only outside help I have is I pay someone to do the art, the cover art. That is it. So there's just no time, not enough time in a day. Plus I got to spend time in Pop-Pop's Discord and cause, minor controversies. We have to cause problems.
It's Pop-Pop's fault that my TBR is getting out of hand. Every time he has a guest on, I'm like, oh, let's get that one.
Don't fall down into Royal Road then, unless you already are, because that's worse than just physical TBR. I mean, I'm finishing up. I'm going to actually get current with Rainy Days' Goth Mommy Bone Daddy today. By the time
that's on my TBR.
That is a freaking fantastic book, other than the title. But
no, that's the best
part.
What's wrong
with the title?
That's the best. There's nothing. Come on.
I don't. Life's the lich, and then you die. That's just.
And then you die. So, and then he also, the next one is Goth Mommy Bone Daddy Raising Hell. That's the second book. So we did that last night.
What is everybody reading right now? Or I guess listening if you don't read.
Discount Dan, book 3. Pop-Pop's first thing I ever saw with Pop-Pop, and that made me reach out to him, was when he had James on. Yep. That was the first time I met Pop-Pop I was in the chat, and then just sold. And oh my gosh, if you haven't picked that up, that might be my new favorite series of all time as far as LitRPG.
It is. I love DCC. I love DCC, but I like Discount Dan more.
Yep.
It's only had 3 books. I'll be right back.
I haven't. Discount Dan is on my TBR. I have not read it. I read.
So good.
I'm currently reading Ultimate Level 1 and Apocalypse Breaker.
2 books at once?
Yeah.
I'm finishing up books at Jake's Magic Market right now.
I switch between books. Y'all don't do that?
No. Well, what I do is I start reading a series and I catch up to current, and then I completely forget about it as I shift to whatever's new while I'm waiting for the next one to come out, and just never get the next one that comes out.
I try to read. The perfect world, I would be reading 6 books at a time.
I couldn't do it. I can't.
Like maybe 4 right now.
I dive in so much emotionally into the books I read that I don't think I could have enough mind.
A professional reader, like we're professional writers.
Is anybody horribly anti-AI here?
I don't use it.
I mean, I don't think you should use it all.
For generative purposes, correct. Can you see this?
Toilet.
Nice.
That's crazy.
This is from book 1 of Discount Dan.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
That I'm going to show James. These are not going to ever be sold for profit. These are it's like fan art kind of sort of. And then the other one I have so far is you can get no clip, but there's no way out. So I have two James Hunter based fan art shirts. These come from a guy in China. But if you want to know a really cool place to get t-shirts, custom wise, and then also on Facebook, it's called Weibu Print, WIBU Print. God, they have freaking amazing books. Cut shirts. Boom.
That's awesome.
Oh my!
That is the cover of Tales to Astonish '93, back in from the '60s, and that was just one they had. So go check that out. All right, I'm done.
It's labeled Pop-Pop.
What am I reading? You want to know what I'm reading?
Yes.
I am reading Goth Mommy, Bone Daddy, Life's a Lich, and Then You Die. Also reading, last night I interviewed Fife. Her book is Click Yes to Continue. That's also past Rising Stars over on Royal Road. Buy more.
Buy more solid.
It's amazing. It's an amazing story.
The audio is good.
I have to sit down and start hitting second books of series that I have. I have to read the second book of Project Tartarus by Erebus Esprit. I have to read the second book of First Necromancer by Coldfang. I have to read the second book of Grand System Vending by some guy named Ryan Maxwell. There's just so many books I have to pick up to keep moving. The problem is on May 12th, 2026, A Parade of Horribles comes out, and the entire world will just put down their books.
Yep. And
read DCC.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
That's my plan. That's what I'm doing on Tuesday.
I'm so stoked. Who's excited for that?
I'm always excited for
Oh, God.
I mean, it's
I've got a few
fun.
unspent credits.
Now, I don't go nuts, like they do on TikTok, and I don't have trivia questions and all that kind of stuff. But I am going to a read in June because there's a group in Tampa who they get together, and there's like 50 people will come in and talk about a book. I'm going down for book 3, so they invited me. I don't know why.
Cool.
I stopped reading DCC.
You have not read DCC?
I stopped reading it. I read maybe the 5th one, 4th or the 5th one, and then I stopped. It just added to the DNF list, I guess.
These things happen because hey, it's America.
Yeah, no, I just got I don't know, burnout on it or whatever. I kind of just there's a lot of good books to read,
There are a ton of good books to read, and we're reading them all the time.
I think Dungeon Crawler Carl, I'm only up to book 6. I finished book 6 in the audio. And like at that point in time, book 7 hadn't come out. And like I say, whenever I get called up to a current, I tend to kind of drift away. And then if I want to come back, I've got to re-listen to all of them from the beginning. And sometimes I just can't do that.
I really don't do the audiobooks because there's like a disconnect right between like here and there. So I have to actually read the book first, and then I can actually go in and listen. Because have
you ever tried reading and listening at the same time? That's what we tell our kids in high school to do.
No,
I've done that.
I mean, I'd probably stick pins in my eyes.
I do that sometimes for really, really highly rated books. That way I can kind of study and listening and reading at the same time. I like to study the prose as I go if it's a really highly rated book to see why it's rated so high, and maybe I could learn something to do better myself.
It's always good to learn.
I do a lot of.
I think Erebus knows when I'm about to talk to him, and he just pops in. It's just weird that way. It happens.
He knows.
I just recently started.
Did you hear me talk about you again?
Oh, that's a good question. Is anyone going to try out his TTRPG that's coming out? Oh yeah,
dude, I'm gonna have it. So maybe next year we can all bring it because it's not gonna be out in time for LitRPG Con.
Why else would he test out the 6-person live stream?
Yeah, there we go. Let's do a party together.
Do you believe that I plan these things? I'm not a planner. I'm a pantser just like you all.
That's what all the good planners say.
I do not have questions. I have a couple that I have to ask. Like, what's your favorite instant noodle? Milk asked me, and I have to ask that question now. So, some people say
I've
nothing.
never eaten an instant noodle.
See, that's your third person that came up with that answer.
They discontinued my favorite instant noodle,
which was what?
Kung Pao. What's it called? Chow mein.
I'm sure you can find a replacement.
I tried.
I was homeless in my youth, so the beef, the little 10-cent ones, that's what I like. Probably 90% of the calories I ate while I was homeless were probably those.
Anyone ever eat them without cooking them?
I don't like it, but I've had to. Yeah.
Back
I used to
during
love doing that.
three-day football practice, the whole football team would get dry ramen and sprinkle the flavoring on it and just shove it down in between. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man,
That's worse than Rocky doing 3 raw eggs in the middle of his training.
I mean, 3-day football practices are a disaster when you're in East Texas. They're in the
3 days,
summer, okay?
yeah, but eating dry ramen?
It's like chips.
Yeah.
Just think like
We don't have time to boil it and stuff. We got a 20-minute break.
Apparently, people do it.
Huh.
it's just like chips. Think like ramen flavored crunchy chips.
Yep.
You crush them up first. You don't just like bite the brick.
Yeah,
'Cause that
eat
would hurt.
it however you want to, but at the same time, that's just we all did that. That was like an
Why are you
entire
being
football
judgy?
team.
Why are you being judgy?
Look, I don't have a lot of opinions about dry ramen. I just don't understand why that of all things. I know it's cheap, of course. I get that, but so is like cereal from a Dollar Tree. You can eat that dry. It's
Oh my God, I don't good know. It's like Gims wants to go to a Dollar Tree. I'm sitting in the car. I'm not going in there.
Go in Dollar Tree.
Or
What do you
Dollar
have against
General. I
Dollar
don't
Tree?
go into Dollar General.
It's not even $1 anymore. That's the problem.
oh
Is
yeah.
it Wawa's like the Dollar
Nothing for
Tree at
$1.
gas stations?
Do you guys see what they were doing? So you go in to buy $1 broom, and it's $1 for the broom handle and $1 for the broom head, and you have to put it together.
That's $1.25 for each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or my Dollar Tree.
Look, we hardly ever go out anymore. So my wife has like the Walmart subscription thing she keeps, and it's cheaper just to have that subscription to get them to deliver to the house than it is to pay for the gas to run miles down the road to fucking Walmart.
My daughter does that, and that is one of the things from COVID. It just never went away. People I think it's the far end of Gen X into the millennials because you're just fucking lazy. I didn't say that. I did not say that. You did not hear me.
Flip it, guys. Flip it.
I can't disagree.
I used Instacart when I started writing. I shopped at Costco, got a laptop and a chicken.
Hell yeah.
Look, have y'all seen like on Robinhood and stuff now, the banking apps, they'll bring you cash instead of you having to go to the ATM.
Yeah.
I haven't used cash in
Crazy.
10 years.
They bring cash to you?
Yeah, they'll deliver cash.
Ultimate laziness. That is horrible.
Yeah, but why would you, if you're not going to go out, why do you even need them to bring the cash? That's crazy.
Yeah, then you need to go out to spend the cash, though.
But it's also American ingenuity, okay? Like
that's true.
There is a need in the market, and people are lazy. So let's bring them absolutely everything. We're all going to end up like the people on what was that, Wall-E or whatever on the spaceship.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I would love to write a like Idiocracy or Wall-E LitRPG where instead of leveling up, everyone's just leveling down.
Do it.
I enjoyed Idiocracy. That was hilarious.
Everyone starts off as supreme beings of light.
Yeah, and then they use Instacart.
Garage gamers.
Yeah, they use Instacart. They drop a level. They get cash delivered.
Apparently
they go to the gym. They level up.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's lurkers out there. Cold Fang second the fact that I have to read book 2 of I saw it come up on my Discord. So I guess there's a bunch of people out there. We've hit gold, guys.
What does that mean? Does that mean it's better than silver? High score? What does that mean? Did we break it?
Did I break the machine?
No, I mean this is gold. You know, the six of us sitting here. The
Yeah, this is
panel
fun.
works.
It's been fun too. You know, I've enjoyed it so far.
I don't think a single person in the chat who didn't already know what book we wrote knows any of the books we wrote. This has been great fun. It has not been much of a promotional thing, just because we're all kind of just enjoying and being silly and thinking about Matizu and
So this
missing
is the
Matizu and
prototype.
wishing Matizu would come back, and he won't.
Yeah.
He left.
Yeah, but everybody knows what book you wrote, Justin. Literally everyone.
Which one is it?
Wraith Wizard Ascendant.
Oh,
Is there a sequel coming out soon?
Not the Wraith
Wizard
Commander.
Commander.
I mean, I'm just saying, you taught the class on shameless book promotion.
Yes, he
okay?
did.
I need to get better at that.
Let me
I
tell you.
still feel bad telling people about my book. I'm like, do you have a second? It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's just like, can I give you a
NPC
free
for
copy?
hire.
And I don't make money if I do.
So
And
this
they're like,
is
I'll buy
this
it,
is
and
the
just like, no,
prototype.
please, I'll give you a free copy.
Kerberos,
This is the
am I allowed to reach onto my my
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Pops will bring someone in who he's trying to promote, and then he'll bring in 4 other writers to interrogate them.
I just hopped in to hang out. That's all.
There's book one.
Yeah.
But now he has a whole other project that we're working on that we'll talk, won't we? When you're ready.
So I haven't really. Damn, I kind of hate to say this. So right
No,
now, I've got a co-author. I had 2 co-authors. One of them I don't really talk to a whole lot anymore, but another one of me, we're still great friends. We talk all the time. But like I say, they both write for web novel. I used to write for web novel. And Jacopo or Intrail G on web novel. He's extremely popular. Wrote the author's point of view. He's one of my primary co-authors, and he's finishing up one of his current web serials right now, and he's hoping to finish sometime in June or July. And as soon as he's done, we're going to get started on the Summer Awakens 3. I've just been
Rhett recruit
waiting for my
you
guys.
from web novel.
What's that?
Did Rhett recruit you from web novel?
No, I left web novel. Summoner started, and so it exploded on Royal Road. We only had 5 chapters up and already had 6,000 followers. And top rising stars. And it just exploded, and we I think it was Atticus. Isn't that? Yeah, he reached out to me. And introduced me to Rhett from there, and that's how we got there.
So I got my in with Rhett when he was trying to recruit someone on Selkie's Discord, and the guy was with web novel, and he was
that scary or what?
He offered to buy the guy out.
Well, and, Rhett offered to buy my other series. I've got 360-some thousand words sitting on web novel right now. Kind of really
used. I just sent him a DM and asked him, what do you have to do to get published? And he said, send me your book. So I sent him my book, and the next day I got signed.
Nice.
There you go.
That's kind of how I did it. So my narrator's Luke Daniels, who's big deal, and I didn't know who he was. And my buddy was joking. He's like, "You should ask Luke Daniels to narrate your book." And I said, "Okay." And I emailed him. Didn't know who he was at the time. And I asked him to audition. I asked him to audition too, which was really embarrassing. And then he did, and I know him now, and he laughed. He's like, I laughed my ass off when you asked me. I don't audition for anybody. But
are you friends with him now, at least?
Oh yeah, he's. If you guys haven't met Luke, he might be at LitRPG Con. We're trying to get him there. He has some other stuff, but they're at least going to call him in, I guess. Nicest guy you'll ever meet. And he's just laid back, just every time he was recording and I had questions, I'd be like nervous. And he's like, "Yo, calm down, man. This is going to be fun. It's going to be fun." He's just this laid back guy. But yeah, so I approached my publisher and said, "Hey, yeah, I'd like to get, published digitally because I have my audiobook in production." And they're like, You already have an audiobook? And then they're like, "Okay, sure, yeah," because I brought them.
How did that go over?
It's great. They, think about it from their perspective. I'm paying for, the largest cost on a production. They're like, yeah, awesome. And then they ended up, liking the book and everything. So I'm sure it wasn't just because I already had the audiobook in production, but it sure didn't hurt.
Have the people here who who are signed to or who publish through a publisher rather than doing it entirely themselves, did any of you self-publish? Did any of you self-publish prior to signing on with a publisher?
Just Royal Road.
Okay. I was curious because I am curious about, like, in general, people who go that route and then go with a publisher. I presume that it makes sense because they make more money. Ultimately, even though, the publisher gets a cut. But I'm still presently myself, just very dedicated to wanting to do it all myself, not giving up any amount of control, whatever it may be, which might have to change someday. It's not, the first book did okay. I think the second book will do okay. It's just, boy, is it exhausting having to do your own promotion. And it takes away from the thing that makes you money, which is writing,
Dude, and I'm going to tell you this. If you vanish, I will hunt you down. I will fly into Philly. I'll get on a Route 9 bus, go up on the hill,
take you close to me,
and track you down. That's how scary it is, that I know how I could get to him.
You know how you go on those walks, Pop?
Yeah.
You go on your book walks, you wouldn't have to walk much further than that if you got off on a certain stop on the 9.
I could just stop at every stop and eventually find you.
Eventually, well, you wouldn't have to go. Yeah, you wouldn't have to go too far. You'd have to walk a little bit, but
door to door.
Pop has
door to door.
Skills.
I have skills.
I have skills.
A certain set of them.
I have a particular set of skills.
Ends with a Z. So,
and with the publishing thing too, is one thing you'll hear a lot is you still, like, they're great. My publisher does a great job, but there's so many places the publisher can't get into, like Facebook groups, TikTok, whatever. So I still do end up doing a lot of my marketing. So if you're going to avoid marketing, but I'd love to pick your brain because I write other stuff that's not LitRPG, or I want to start writing other stuff. And that I might try self-publishing because I'd love to say, I don't know, I think it would be fun, that entrepreneurial, like, spirit of, like, everything I have, I built.
It's an uphill slog, brother. Buckle in if you're going to.
But yeah, let's connect. I would love to do that, actually.
Yeah.
Are we hooked up on Facebook?
I'm in Pop's Discord. I'm in LitRPG Discord.
I just follow everybody, so I don't always know.
Everybody over there, have a great opportunity. Go subscribe to my channel here because, hey, it's free and don't cost nothing.
That's right.
And then go to my Discord. You can always send me, a friend request and all. I took down the link that I posted, Justin, because I just didn't want unvetted individuals coming onto the Discord.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get you.
So
I get you. I'll send that link out to more people who aren't on it yet, who are like actual writers or readers in the space who, are reputable rather than having it public.
And I'm glad people, what I did go down to, a couple of the guild, like the Writers Guild, and said, hey, I've got Kerberos, I've got Matizu, so that's when some of them popped up here in cost. So we got them up here. Hi, Jollybane. No, I do not want bots coming on. I do have Raid Protect, and I have a couple other things. I've got Incon as an admin. I have Milk as an admin. So I think with both of those two, the Discord should be okay. We shall see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down over through all my friends lists and why are you discording? Why are you doing discords when I'm like right here too? So now I'm going to have to get off here. I'm going to have to go and read my Discord, so.
I like earlier I was on there and someone had been like, "Oh, I put this up," and you're like, "No."
Oh
and,
my God.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Pop. You have to get used to Pop.
Wait a minute. Wait, shush. Right now. Shush. My most important fan has just come into the chat.
Matizu.
No.
Oh.
Raven's Dagger's mom.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Say hello to Raven Dagger's mom.
Hi, Raven Dagger's
Hello,
mom.
Raven Dagger's
Raven
mom.
Dagger's mom.
She is going to be
Hello.
at LitRPG. And she's going to meet us all at LitRPG. So thank you for showing up tonight. I can't wait to tell Raven. He'll just shake his head at me again.
Why does someone in chat keep telling people to get off his lawn?
Ah, that's me. That is me. I always say get off my lawn because it's a boomer thing. And I started that a year ago when I created the pop-up persona in LitRPG Con's Discord. You guys missed out on all that. I'm not even there anymore because I don't need to. I don't need to go in there and be a pain in my ass or a pain in the ass to all those people. I'll let them, develop properly. I think my second tier on the Patreon is the get off my lawn.
$15 tier.
$15 tier.
That's the one I was, and it made me chuckle. So that's why I picked that one.
It is a big boomer.
Is it a persona though, Pop?
Yeah.
At times, maybe. I don't know. Could be. I do get cranky, but that's usually when I don't eat or something like that.
Hangry.
My wife hates it when I'm hangry. It's a real pain in the ass.
If you had, what's your life advice to all us youngins?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Don't take things seriously.
Oh, okay.
Simple as that. But see, now the thing is, too, we get to the point, I just don't care. I'll say whatever I want now. You can't do that necessarily at your age or the younger, but I get away with it. I'm old. Don't pay attention to me. I can just be like a dick to everybody, but I'm old.
Pops gets canceled.
I'm not getting canceled.
He's not getting canceled.
He's too wholesome.
I am.
I don't do something to get canceled right now.
But I did interview Edie Sky, who is an awesome person. Edie Sky does her harem lit, does her men's romance books, and it can get extremely spicy. But let me tell you, Edie is a friggin' genius when it comes to marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, if you go and listen to the interview, and even beyond the interview, you go to her TikTok and listen to her genius. I mean, it's just she is just so smart.
Yeah, that was a great interview.
And she is. I mean, I can't wait to meet her at LitRPG Con. It's
the
going to
person
be.
you interviewed yesterday.
No,
last week.
Last week I did Edie. Last night's interview is with an author called Fife, and she came about real quick because on Monday I didn't have an interview, and my quote unquote support team kicked in and said you have to interview her. So, and a week ago I said I don't have an interview for this date. So Saviter from Mango Media said, Pop, I've got somebody. So like within an hour, I had Ben Denton or no creative name. So I get people to interview just like that. And then tonight, all y'all showed up. See how I used the word right? Ryan, you heard me. All y'all.
All y'all.
because
All
we're
y'all.
talking
All
about
y'all.
multiple
Balls.
people. If I was just talking to one person, it would be y'all, because you all is singular.
I mean, yeah, as long as you don't say you guys's, it's usually acceptable. At least in Texas, that's how we feel
In
about
Texas,
it. In Texas,
it's all y'all.
Yeah, well, it's all y'all over. But just as long as you don't say you guys's or
You can say use guys.
You
No,
just need to
you-
mail
no.
me some of that
Yeah.
barbecue.
In New York and New Jersey, North Jersey, you can say use guys.
Oh yeah.
That's what my friend Bobo used to say. Use guys. What are you guys doing?
Use
And
guys.
Philly, you just say John. No one really does. I mean,
John.
Well,
they
your
do it.
name's Bobo.
Yeah.
You have to
Hey,
say
what are we going to do with this John over here? We're going to keep it or get rid of it? What? The John right there, that. John is the best word around. Now, speaking of John, Kevin Johnson in Slayer Bowl
So,
Squirrel.
uses John perfectly.
I love it.
It is a great book. You have to read it. Kevin, I was in the main area outside the Colorado room at LitRPG Con, and Kevin Johnson goes, "Pop, you're a legend. Come here." I'm like, "What?" And I took a picture. We took a picture, and I read the book. Absolutely loved the book because it starts in Philadelphia and it goes all around the world. It is an apocalyptic. It's based a little bit on Matt Dinneman, but more people die because like the entire population dies except for him, maybe 3 or 4 people. But he uses John appropriately. So everybody go read Slayerable. I can't believe I'm still promoting this. It's a satire. So do that.
You should put links for your recommendations down in the comments.
Yeah. You
I can't
need
do all
a
that.
web page that's just like
Oh, I'm working. I have to do WordPress too. I don't have people to do all this for me. So I have to sit down with WordPress and create my.
He's still working with one screen, guys. You gotta let him.
go to LitRPG Tools. Talk to, I think his name's Aaron, and you should have your own tab
I know
on there.
Aaron. Trust me. Remember, how do you think I
Aaron
have
was
these
up here
fantastic
recently, right?
lights?
Yeah, but have a pop tab on the website.
Oh, I don't know what I'd have to do. I mean, he'd make me do horrible things.
I mean, Pop, I can build a website for you, brother. That's pretty easy work.
Yeah, for you.
Well, yeah,
He's
that's
offering to do it for you.
why I said I
He's
would
offering.
do it, man.
We will sit down. Randall. Is this better than not reading your book in time to get you up here? Is this do you accept my apology with this?
No,
No?
I don't because I already have 3 books out, and you didn't even finish my first one, Pop. At
Wait,
this
what the hell?
point,
When did the third one come
He
out?
doesn't read any of our books.
the third?
That's not
Luckier
true. How dare
was
you?
My third book. Resurrection was my second book. So Lucky, Resurrection, then Luckier.
How the hell did I miss that?
I have a belly button.
You have a belly button, so you're a man with big thrills. So, Corey, I don't even want to hear it from you because of that comment. You know what I think about your book.
Yeah.
Okay. How often do you get a comment, saying that, when I read your book, I can see the shitty,
Yeah.
It's what it was.
The graphics, yeah,
Yeah,
the
I could see the shitty graphics.
I was in your chat and I was blushing. It was a moment.
And Kerberos, I'm waiting. I have to read yours over in Royal Road. So
Speaking of that, if anyone's
Actually, I pulled
anyone's
Summer
looking
off.
for a good one on Royal Road, my buddy's writing one called System Infernal.
Yeah,
William
he
Gray.
is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Shout
my
him
friend.
out.
I like him.
Good. Yeah, he was one of the first people that got my book, and just, man, he's just been so supportive. So I want to shout him out. There's a scene, I don't know why it sticks with me, but there's a scene, he's getting all these powers. He has a gun, he starts, so he can summon summon stuff and do all this stuff, but he tries to swirl it, like twirl his gun on his finger, and it falls off. I don't know why. I laughed so hard at that silly scene.
Yeah,
No,
that's
Gary's
Dr.
here. Hi,
Pete
Doc.
Graves. If y'all haven't read his stuff,
Yeah.
it's worth checking out. He's a good dude too.
I just added a follow.
He's one of my author friends, like Justin is.
I'm friend.
Nice. Good.
Friend of me.
Don't get a big head, Justin. Okay.
Everyone become friend of Justin.
Justin just came on to Discord again and started causing trouble.
It just comes and goes, ebbs and flows. I'm like, I'm off and I'm doing my own thing and I'm not checking in, and then all of a sudden I'm just annoying. And I apologize to you, Pop here and in
I don't
Discord.
care. You know
But
we're golden. We're golden.
Well, but I'm not. Yeah, I was just going to say I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to
No.
keep doing it and claiming I'm
Then
you.
why apologize if you're not going to stop? What the hell?
Because I can still
you
feel
don't have me
occasionally.
apologizing.
Occasionally, I feel a little pang of regret and a little sorrow over what I put
That's
you through.
probably just because you're, I don't know, one of your hormones is off or something. You're chemically
take
imbalanced.
That's
That's
because
what
I'm
this-
vegan.
Well, I can't help it. You
Wait,
make bad life
Justin,
choices.
Are you actually vegan?
I sure am.
Oh, brother,
That's
we
right,
might
yeah.
not be able to be friends anymore, man.
I'm sorry.
Fuck.
Drinking my vegan protein.
It depends how militant he is about it.
Yeah.
You don't
I'm
have to
from
be
Texas.
militant.
We are
They
the
do say
OGs
that you
of
can never have a
barbecue.
conversation with a vegan without them saying that they're vegan, and it's happened. So
Well, as long as they don't
Pop
accuse
Pop
me
brought
of
it up.
doing things, I'm okay.
I did bring it up.
he did.
But you
bring
know
it up.
what? You incorporated into Wraith Wizard so well.
Thank you.
Yep.
It wasn't preachy, and just one of the races does not eat meat.
Damn it! I'm over here like I go hunting
monster
and I
meat
kill
qualify as
things,
meat?
and then I barbecue it and I eat it, and it's delicious.
Because there's a difference between monster meat and animal meat. right?
Randall, you don't do roadkill, do you?
No, I spin
You
the
saw that
brass
shit
and
being
kill
done?
it myself.
I mean, you are from East Texas.
Damn.
What about
I don't do it.
slime ooze? My main character uses slime ooze to add spice to certain dishes.
What is Slimu?
Slime ooze.
Slime ooze.
OOZE.
Slime ooze.
Does it have a central nervous system?
I just heard an
no.
audiobook where
No,
the
it's a
healer
Oozes do
makes
not
stew
oozes do
and
not
use
have a
slime
central
ooze
nervous
to
system.
flavor the stew. Am I listening to your book, Kos?
That's what I was just about to ask.
Wait, which book?
I can't think of the name of it.
He said he was just listening to one that has slime. They use slime ooze to flavor the soup.
Yeah, it's a healer, and they're in a dungeon, and he uses red slime to flavor the
something
beef
spicy.
stew.
Well, Craft the Planet's not out yet, so probably not.
Well,
Oh, that's why. Okay, that's why Cold Fang's on the road. Ryan Maxwell. First of all, I lived in Texas for 5 years. I have my Texas connection. If I had to go back,
but wait, where in Texas though? Because there's some parts of Texas we don't consider Texas.
Dallas,
Dallas,
Dallas, Fort Worth, right,
My
Ryan?
Texas?
I had to say that. I had to say that. I spent 5 years in Houston.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, that's Texas.
Yes, yeah, I knew that. I knew I'd be okay.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So El Paso's not okay?
Well, El Paso, that's Mexico.
Yeah, it is.
And if you're anything north of Dallas, you're in California.
If you're anywhere north of Huntsville,
I'm
you're-
in California, so I'm not north of Dallas, but I'm over here.
I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Florida is going to be brutally hot in the next. I mean, tomorrow I think it's going to be brutally hot, Ryan. So I don't even want to go out, and I have to go to work. I have to go to Wawa tomorrow because you guys haven't given me an income stream yet. God damn it! I didn't say
So
that
you,
either.
Pop, you've lived a lot of places. Then you said you're from Jersey. You lived in Texas for a few years, and now you're in Florida. Where else have you been?
I grew up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Went to school in a place called Mansfield. Went to school in a place called Pittsburgh. That's why I met Kim. And then 5 years in Houston, 32 years in South Jersey, 2.5 years here in Florida.
So
Okay.
wait, Pop, we need priorities here. Do you want a new chair or do you want to quit Wawa? Which one do you want first?
Yeah.
Well, hell, if in order to be able to quit Wawa, I'm going to have an income stream. So an income stream is better than a chair.
So
Because-
Pop,
I don't know. It says pretty comfortable.
when's your OnlyFans start? Then you can write off your chair as an expense.
Yeah.
I can write my chair off as an expense with the subchapter S or an LLC for writing as well. So, yeah, it is a lot of years, Maxwell. Thanks for calling me old. Fucking ageists.
I think one of my favorite things is being able to write my audiobook credits off on as an expense.
Right?
As
That's
research.
I didn't think about that. I need to start doing that.
You guys
shoot.
write
Research.
everything off.
Dude, you can. So I looked it up and I talked with my financial guy about it a while back. So you can write off like your audiobooks, any audiobook purchases, paperback purchases,
Video game purchases.
pins, video games, anime. If you like have Crunchyroll subscription or whatever, you can pop that up there.
You
It's all
can.
research.
Anything that could be considered research for your particular genre.
Are you?
Okay.
Did you have an LLC for your books?
I was going to, but never did. So no, I ended up doing it.
So
myself.
you write all those things off on your personal taxes?
Yep.
Yeah.
On the
I
business
can
tax.
explain this real quick. As far as LLC goes, Randall, do you have an LLC?
Nope.
Okay, so if you go with, there's various companies that'll found it for or create it for you. It's very easy. Northwest Registered Agent is the one I used. But if you, and I just did it to protect my assets. But if you do an LLC and it's a single member, if it's just you, then it's called a disregarded entity. All your money is passed through, which means that it counts as income, but it doesn't. You are not actually really a business. So on your year-end tax return, you just come in with your bank account and everything, and you tell them what's a business expense. That's still legitimate, but it is a specific subset of an LLC. It's called a disregarded entity if you have a just one person LLC. And then that way you're not subject to all sorts of other rules and regulations. It just counts as income. They call it pass-through income. It might be different in California. I remember looking it up and it's different in at least one or two states. So just don't trust me on that part. But for the rest of us, if you form an LLC, I think it's like $140 somewhere in there. They'll get you an EIN.
It changes based on your
Erebus
state.
is still a sole
Actually.
proprietor.
I have a different problem. I'm on disability, and royalties don't count against my disability because it's called unearned income. If I were to pass it through an LLC, it would kick me off disability.
Oh man.
Isn't that a thing?
See, you come to Pop, the LitRPG, and you get tax advice.
This is an evolution of this. Look at all the shit that we talked about tonight.
Yeah.
Actually, Pop could get in trouble for calling it tax advice.
I'm not giving any advice
No,
out.
allegedly.
Financial planning with Pop.
No.
Not financial advice. Do your own research.
No.
Yeah.
What am I going to? I mean, ultimately, then you have to make a decision whether you're going to go to a subchapter S. But if you go subchapter S, you're not dealing with pass through, but you do have certain requirements that you have to do. You have your corporate structure that you have to maintain. You have to maintain a registered. Everyone has to have a registered agent or should, but you also have to do your meetings. You have to have even though it's one or two people, you still have to have everything you need to maintain the corporate fiction of a subchapter S, and you don't have pass through necessarily. And that's most likely the one benefit if you're really ultimately successful, like the big boys, you're going to go subchapter S as opposed to LLC, because the pass through you're still going to get. The pass through is almost still like a, as you say, disregarded entity, but it gets you liability protection on an LLC.
Right.
But it's just pass through. If you have multiple people in your LLC, it's still more or less kind of like a partnership, but you now have limited liability from the LLC, and you don't have all the requirements you have to do. You don't have to have all your shareholder meetings. You don't have to have this, that, and the other thing. So it's easier to maintain the LLC than it is a subchapter S corp.
Maybe that's
But-
how Pop Pop needs to make money.
Yeah.
Everyone makes
Oh,
an
hell
LLC
no.
that's writing, and we put Pop Pop on as a partner.
Yeah.
Oh hell no!
And then Pop Pop makes derivatives off of all of our book sales.
There you
And
go.
And I'll take your.
Oh man,
I mean, I'll take like in hideously small amount to add up.
If
over time.
everyone that
Derivatives
comes on
are
your
the devil.
channel
Oh,
gives you
yeah.
1% of their book sales, Pop Pop,
that'd be insane. That's
That-
like 0.1%.
that'll fix all of your problems.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. And then I lose out on my. Then all my Social Security becomes taxable as well. But who cares at that point?
I think you'd be fine.
Yeah, derivatives is money.
I started an LLC so I could, if I got sued for mentioning something in my book, because I do a lot of like pop culture
Right.
references.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't sue me directly. I just wrote a joke about Warner Brothers that I'm going to see if I can sneak past my publisher. We'll see if they let it fly.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the best examples of avoiding trademark, copyright, and all that was in Kamatoan's Rise of a Monster, where he would just change something, so you knew what he was saying,
Yeah,
but it wasn't.
yeah.
So,
I do that a lot in there. I love one of my favorite books of all time was Ready Player One, and so I love having those pop culture references. But there's sometimes where I'm like, I bet that person would sue me, so then I'll change it slightly. If you haven't read
Uno,
yeah, exactly. What did I say with the brothers on Warner Street or something? I forgot how I worded it, but yeah. The funny one is in Discount Dan book 3. I just got to it without huge spoilers. He has a bunch of stuff that is in the public domain now. And it's just so interesting to see that in a book. I don't know how much I want to say. I don't want to spoil it on here, but like Steamboat Willie's in it. There's another beloved cartoon character that is in his party for a little bit.
in the party or in the book?
In the book, right?
Are you
In
talking
the
about the pocket
Isn't
dimension?
Steamboat Willie public domain now?
It
Yeah.
is.
Steamboat Willie and this other one again. I don't want to spoil it for your audience, but there's another one, and it's a cute little teddy bear. Is all I'll say.
With that you could. That's that you can
Hey,
get away with
Roxanne.
too. That's Winnie the Pooh. I'll say that.
Okay, good. You can spoil it.
Pop Pop.
But
I gotta
there's
get
even
up.
one more. There's even one more
Mhm.
that is in it, and there's.
Oh yeah, the pocket dimension. Yeah, I know. I just got done with that part today.
It is an awesome book. I mean, it is going to be one of my top 2 books for the year.
I was telling my friend, I feel like if that would have come out before Dungeon Crawler Carl, I could see them like they're both just so good in that kind of flavor that again I could see them.
It really pisses me off when people say, "Oh, it's just a quick buck on DCC."
No,
No,
not
Totally.
even a little bit.
totally different.
Yeah.
So,
It has that same
thanks, Weaver.
dopamine hit though of the jokes and the humor and the action. Gosh, it's a good series.
Pop Pop.
I love the system. I love his descriptions. I love the artifact and the relic description and the spell descriptions. He's just spot on
Has
that.
anybody read DCC also played the Dead Rising video game series?
I haven't read.
Have you
DC's book. I
noticed
read
any of the
one.
similarities?
You mean in your 2-week stint, you didn't read DCC?
I read the first one. Sorry, I heard it as DD discount. I haven't read that yet, but he said DCC, and then I kind of panicked. I kind of tried to fix it, tried to salvage it. But I have played Dead Rising and read DCC, and I can say that I have never heard anyone point that out, but that makes a certain amount of sense.
I know, right? The
Yeah.
boss fight with the flourishing music and the psychotic bosses.
Yeah, they literally called them psychopaths in the original
when I was reading it the first time, I had just come off replaying the game, and I'm like, okay, I see where he gets his reference from. If I ever get a chance to talk to Matt, I'm totally gonna call him out on that.
Pop.
What?
I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin, sir. I gotta get up and work early in the morning. Thank you for having me. Nice to meet all of you.
Nice meeting you, man.
Nice
Thank
What's
you.
your book called?
And I consider myself forgiven. I know not. I know not.
What?
I will touch base with you to see if there's a way that we can do something without me having to do a website. You know, we'll create. I have the domain. I have everything protected and ready to go.
He wants
Okay,
like an old school blog, you know, like an old folks blog or something like that.
Yeah, why don't we go and do a text-based game?
Yeah.
The ones with the colored fonts. Well, yeah, we'll go back to the night. We'll go back to
Long on
99.
the front page.
Lucky LitRP Adventure Series, LitRPG Adventure Series, and then Resurrection. I died and came back as a 3,000-year-old vampire. Cough, cough. Shameless plug. Randall Tatum. Hi, that's me. Nice to meet you all. Thanks, Pop.
That's what you do. See you, Randall. Goodbye.
Have a good night, buddy.
Good night.
See ya.
Yeah, you guys have to shill before we go.
Shill for whatever you're worth.
Well, if we got a shill, I posted up
I got one on the
850 6-month free
1st of
discounts to Patreon a little while back, and there's still plenty of them there. I think like 300 of them or so have been used, so there's still like 500 free discounts for 6 months of my Patreon just sitting out there.
I really ought to make a Patreon, huh?
Yeah, you should.
NFT in the chat. Someone had a great idea.
I did that as an apology for being so flaky for the past couple of years. So.
Oh, but isn't that like 2 years too late?
Yeah, I feel the same.
Why are you always like after the fact?
I paused my Patreon when I went in the hospital.
That was
I should have.
That was a nice thing for people. But how
I
long?
gotta say, it got us by. It got us by for a while. Without it, we probably wouldn't have been able to get by the way we did. To be honest, we struggled for a little bit there.
I managed to get out after a week this time.
Good.
Yeah.
Feels
Oh,
good to be-
hello, Raven.
Raven always shows up late. Let's explain it to Ravens real quick because he's
One of us is secretly Casey.
Yeah.
He's not. No, Casey Azelle was supposed to be here. Casey, in her mind, had us scheduled for next Thursday, the day after she meets with Rex. So she was flying helicopters tonight, or a helicopter tonight.
She had to choose helicopter or pop-pop.
And she chose a helicopter. Makes sense. So all of a sudden, people just volunteered to come up and have a panel. And that's why. And we also had two other ones. So in two people, we had Matizu from Finland, who
Matizu. That was
big fan.
he is now
everybody's a
the
big fan.
hottest thing in LitRPG.
Yeah. Someday we'll be as cool as him. Someday.
On TikTok, and there's gonna be Matizu
Don't
edits.
forget, Raven's mom was in the chat.
Yeah, she did. Mom showed up tonight, and I made a big deal about her. Right, guys?
Yes, very true.
You see how everyone just
You should have invited her on the stream.
Dagger when he pops in. That's how you know he's something. Even Ryan, look at that. That's shameless, sucking up. Raven Dagger and I get.
We'll go through her head.
We're gonna have another interview in June.
This is something that's always interests me. I've always wanted to ask a bunch of authors.
Congratulations.
Was there a video game or anime or anything that inspired one of your books?
Ooh, good question.
Actually, the current one I'm working on, I've really gone into a sci-fi shift recently. Just really got into sci-fi a little while ago. Listened to Helldivers and some other things. And so anyway, I played Ark Survival Ascended for years, like addict. I actually had to sell my Xboxes last year with part of this. Anyway, so I haven't played video games in like a year because of it. But got addicted to art, played it for ages, and I finally just decided to start writing a book somewhat based on it with the 3D printed crafting type deal based on it. Habitat 7 is something where I'm about 50,000 words in. I'm hoping to get it done in the next 2 or 3 months. I have about 110,000, give or take, book 1. And
on Royal Road?
It's up on Royal Road now under a false pen name because I really didn't want to, come out and say, hey, I'm back, I'm working on something else. But I'm gonna pull that down. I'm gonna put it under my actual account after some recent advice. I'm on build it up to about 25 chapters first. I'm on chapter 16 right now. Whenever I get it to 25, I'll put it under the actual Kerberos account, and hopefully it'll do well. But anyway, I've got the system. I've basically made it an ancient alien artifact is the system. It's like a Ristian plant, similar to Ark Survival Ascended or Evolved. But it's a little bit different, and it's I tried to make the text look as close to like that old 80s hacker text as you can.
Right.
It just for something different. I want it to be sci-fi just with a LitRPG skin. It's not really supposed to be LitRPG, so closer to progression.
How what's the size of the artifact? Is it like
it's just hold on, I've got oh wait, let me minimize this. So the artifact is just a wrist implant. I hope you can actually see my other screen when I turn this. Perhaps.
Well, I mean the habitat. I mean, okay.
Oh, the habitat itself. So it's like a ring world around. The habitat is a ring world around the planet that an extinct alien civilization created, and it pulls in civilizations that it believes can help them combat the miasma that's currently was eating away their planet before they became extinct. So basically, it's this piece of technology and program that's running without the programmers in existence anymore. They've been extinct for years. So it just keeps grabbing civilizations and without anybody monitoring them. And so it just keeps killing all of these new species that it keeps bringing in over and over again. And the whole theme of the series from book 1 to book 12 is supposed to start with my guy's a prisoner. He's a bad guy. He's not a good guy. Like Ark, you go and you raid people and kill people and steal their stuff. This is going to be pretty much like that.
Nice.
But by the end, the idea is to break the cycle of the constant thing that's been going on for thousands of years, and also breaking out of the prison that he is in his mind mentally, and actually experiencing true freedom by the end of the series.
Gary Bradley has a question for Kos. Are we getting more summoner?
That's not for me.
That's not you. What? Yeah,
That's Kerberos.
That's Kerberos. Yeah.
Oh, is that up here? So, do I have an accent, Raven?
I was close. You do have an accent.
Oh, well, okay.
Is that news for you?
I guess, yeah. I haven't heard it since I was little. Back when I used to I've been married for a couple of years now, and I've been with my wife for 10 years. But when I was little, I used to call girls from around the country and talk to them and stuff, and I had some of them say it, but it's been a long time since I've heard it.
Yeah, I mean, we all have accents, but just that yours
I do, and I have perfect diction.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Mid-Atlantic. Yeah, the old Hollywood dialect.
But to answer, Summoner Awakens 3, I actually talked about it a little bit earlier in this. It's written with a couple of co-authors. One of them I'm not really in contact with anymore, but the other guy, Intrail G, he writes the author's point of view on web novel. He and I and another fella worked on Summoner Awakens together. And he's about to finish his current web serial. He should be done, I think he said July, August, somewhere in that range. He said he might try and get it done a month sooner if he can. And as soon as he's done, we're going to be getting on Summoner Awakens 3. Our goal is to try and have it published ready by the end of the year, which isn't really something I've shared a lot, but there you go.
I've always been interested. How does that work? Me and my buddy Chase were just talking about that last night. How does it work with co-authors, multiple authors. I can't wrap my head around it.
So I guess everybody has a different. Well, I mean, they used to have all those little apps to meet people for teenagers and mess like that.
Mhm.
Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Anywho's,
one of the coolest things, I'm sorry, Curb Dad.
No, you're fine. Go ahead, Pop.
We were at Jordan Con. I was at Jordan Con a couple weeks ago, and we had Robin Weidman, Matt Herman, and blue hair. She's gonna kill me. They're the three of them, and I can't pronounce her. It's one of the girls from Ireland. I can't. AOIFE, or you guys would probably see her. They do co-writing. I think Robin is like the guru that maintains control over the way the books get written. But they get along really well, and they just have this process by which they write as a team. Robin and Matt write their books. Then the other people, they all have their teams, and it works really well. But then when you deal with Aaron Renfro and Sean Oswald, they do things totally different as well, because that's Apocalypse Breaker. And they always determine who is, quote unquote, the junior writer or the junior author. And they all have different assignments. So I don't know how you broke yours up, Kerberos. How did you guys do it, especially with three?
I'm gonna reply to Ryan real quick first, buddy. This was like 2006, 2007. I was a teenager, so
I
just
tried to
pointing that out. But as far as our co-author process, we get together, we do the plot and then all of that stuff together. We come up with the series. Like I say, whenever we came up with A Summer Awakens, we hashed it out. It was just ideas thrown back and forth, creating characters and whatnot. And then Intrail writes way faster than I do. Like that dude puts out like 2.5 million words a year. It's insane. So he puts in several chapters, or will alternate chapters depending. And my prose is quite a bit better. So I'll go through and I'll rewrite the chapters using his, basically he'll write maybe 1,000 words or 800 words, 1,500, somewhere in there. And I'll use them as outlines to turn them into, nice 2,500, 3,500 word chapters.
Okay.
Basically he drafts the skeleton and I'll turn it into the book series.
Okay. Yeah. That's just, I can't imagine like someone trying to jump into my head and make sense of anything that I'm doing. Like, again, if it wasn't for editors, I don't think anyone could read my book if it wasn't for a good editor. Because, we were talking about planning earlier, and someone was like, "Oh, I wish I could plan." My planning documents confuse me more sometimes, because it's not like they're organized planning documents. They are just a jumble of random facts and figures, but that's cool. Yeah, I don't. I'd love to try it someday, trying to co-author. And
I don't think it'd work just jumping into a new series, but it did work because we plotted it together. We created it together. But as far as something new or something, like I say, I've got 24 file folders sitting on my desktop right now with a ton of different ideas, pre-built worlds, pre-built mechanical systems. I just love building the systems, and I love doing the world building. Whenever it comes to the writing, I've actually started something recently too, just as a writing, not a project isn't the word, practice, I guess. I don't know. I started actually pantsing. I just sat down one day and just started writing, threw some words down. I got it's the most I wrote in a long time, like 5,000 or 6,000 words in a day. And yeah, that's a lot for me. But I think I'll enjoy that as well. I'm trying to do it that way, because whenever you have the whole plot already planned out, the writing gets a little dry. It gets a little boring because you know what's going to happen next. You're not really excited about it. Not like you should be anyway. Yeah.
I feel that.
Did your co-writer decide to not put their name on your book?
Well, Kerberos is based off of Cerberus, so it's the way that Cerberus used to be pronounced, Kerberos. And there were 3 of us originally, so we chose something with Cerberus 3 heads.
Nice.
And I'm not sure it was on the original cover before Rhett said that it would be better to go with one pen name, which is why we decided to shift the way we did. But I think it's still in the front matter or the back matter. Each of us is listed in there.
That happened. That happened with Cornman too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've tried to be open about it from the beginning. It's all over my Discord, all over everywhere we've posted. I know not everybody knows it, but Intrail G and Lexi Kalahara were the 2 people that we wrote with.
Cool. Anyone else have a inspiration for their work?
In terms of go back to the video game question, because that is my inspiration, is video games. I wanted to write the game that I wanted to play, or one that harkened back to those, because there's nothing quite like that first RPG that sinks its teeth into you. And for me, that was a game that no one here is going to know, called Ogre Battle 64. And that told a military story in a fantasy setting with a lot of wild stuff I had not seen before. I was 13. I was either 12 or 13. I think I was 13. I did not know how to pronounce ogre. I thought it was pronounced Agra. No clue what this was, but it was my birthday, and my mom said, get any game you want at a Toys R Us. And there was a game there, and I went, I don't know, that looks great. I want that. Ogre Battle. And I took it home. And I was enraptured. And from that moment on, there was always a great desire to tell stories that I just didn't follow up on necessarily. But from there, it went to Final Fantasy VII. That was the next RPG I played. And then it was just, I mean, you talked Final Fantasies of a certain point, like 10 and 12. And then you go on, you find Oblivion. And then it just really opened up. Fallout New Vegas, the old Fallouts, KOTOR and KOTOR 2, and Mass Effect and Dragon Age, and Pillars of Eternity later on. All sorts of different games. But just the thing that they all had in common was I enjoyed the games that had companion characters.
Yeah.
Whether it's fantasy, whether it's science fiction, whether it's post-apocalypse, generally speaking, I really like having companion characters with me. So the thing that naturally I did when I wrote my book in the LitRPG thing, when I really discovered what LitRPG was, because I talked about this to Pop when I was on his show the first time and he interviewed me, was that I read something like 20 books over a 2-week span, something like that, of every like top level, the first entrant in every top level LitRPG as far as like the charting ones. And then just what was in the mid list, just seeing the whole breadth of what you can do. And the thing I learned was you can do anything. In LitRPG, you do not write by trope map yet. This is not a genre that is dominated by you have to do this, and if you don't, we will kill you. Instead, it's make a sentient vending machine, or a merchant crab, or
a Roomba.
Whatever you want, or a swashbuckling fantasy adventure that crosses a continent and has all sorts of wild stuff and companions that you talk to and have meaningful conversations and relationships with and bonds that grow. And I think, it was the natural synthesis of playing all of these role-playing games when I was young and younger and old, and wanting just to do that and distill it down into a really fun setting that, like Kerberos, like I love doing world building too. Once I really got into it and I started doing the 10,000 years thing and realized I could just, God, you can do anything, so long as you justify it and you really, try to make it make sense in your world, you can have so much fun because people will accept just about anything if you justify it to them. If there's a reason for it to happen, rather than just throwing it in or whatever. People are just really open and eager, and they're just voracious. They want more. And I think that's just the greatest thing. I think we're writing in like the most rewarding genre to me, because we can do things that other genres can't. You couldn't do a romantasy where someone is a vending machine or a dungeon But you could
You
do.
can try.
Someone could write a dungeon core romance.
where one of them is a dungeon. They have a
You could
dungeon.
absolutely do that in LitRPG. You absolutely could, right? And there'd be an audience for it.
Oh yeah.
So that's just what I love about LitRPG. So it just felt my natural inclination where I want to do what I want to do. I have a very clear vision. Obviously, I'm like kind of a control freak with my own work. I edit my own stuff. I have the ability to do that, and I'm confident of it, so I do it. And it's good because it saves in money, but it's also the purest distillation of the mind slop just coming right out of here, and onto the page. So taper
I agree with that, Ryan.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point.
I mean, Ryan in GSV in the first was so super crunchy to bring in the system, and it was basically was needed because he was putting together a team. And we have a late edition, but Jollybane was down there.
Hold on, let me go pop my butt down.
Seriously.
We're walking,
fighting to get up here, even though we do have an interview. But Ryan's initial crunchiness was so needed for what he was setting up in the world.
Nice sword.
So
yeah, that's sick. Yeah, I think that's what drew me to wanting to write in it. And again, I got my start probably later than most people in LitRPG. I didn't know about Royal Road. I didn't know about any of this. It was just Dungeon Crawler Carl and He Who Fights with Monsters. I found them randomly. I found He Who Fights with Monsters first, and that was really, I love DCC, but that's my favorite, or at least my entry point into it. I loved just all the stuff he was doing. If you don't get that in any other genre, such a beautiful cover. The new artwork is so good. And it's that ability to just do whatever you want that really, I was just I've thought about writing my whole life, but then when I would start writing a fantasy, it didn't feel like fantasy. And when I'd write a sci-fi, I'd want something, fantastical to happen. I just never felt like I could fit in anywhere. And then I, found LitRPG, and I'm like, I think the beauty of LitRPG is you don't have to fit in. You don't have to try to do something. And the community is there for it.
I think the more you stand out, the better you're going to perform.
Yep. The biggest thing, the best part of our genre is our community, man. It is and welcoming, and like everybody's just out there to try to help each other. I love it. And that like I said, I saw that at LitRPG Con, and it drew me in. And my inspiration, is anyone here Viva La Dirt League, the Night Stage for Fishing?
Oh my God, I love that.
Absolutely.
That was my inspiration. That and this, I don't know if anyone remembers this really old TV show, Reboot.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Some do, some don't, but I've always just loved the idea of like, what do all the characters in the video games do when you turn the game off? Right? Do they, like Toy Story, right? Do they all like, all right, he's gone, let's go hang out. So a lot of that was what drew me into this book. Is I was just watching Viva La Dirt League one day, and I was like, I'd love to know more about, Greg the garlic merchant. We were just saying, Jolly, is there a video game or some nerdy thing that was an inspiration for your stuff?
Absolutely. With me, it was Dungeons and Dragons campaigns with my friends.
Nice.
Paladin is straight up the druid that I wished I could play in our D&D 3.5 game. Because I was always trying to use grow plant spells or shape plant spells to make just weird shit that it shouldn't be able to do, and then really disappointing the DM because
that's the best.
The part about writing, you're your own DM.
Straight up. So for that, it was Paladin kind of started with me making the character I wished I could play in Dungeons and Dragons. And then a lot of the time when I want to, or when I'm stuck on a story scene or something like that, and I look at what powers are available to the characters to solve issues. I'm just like, what would the D&D players do here? And that's how we end up with like chaotic scenes. Or I'm like, you know what? That was funnier than I meant it to be, but that's totally what would happen when somebody rolled a nat 1.
Yeah.
Uh,
I often think, what could I do to make, if there was a DM in my story, what could I do to make them mad?
So do you keep dice by your desk? So whenever you have to make a decision about what's going to happen, you roll and you base on, however bad or however good you roll.
No,
Right.
I'm gonna do that with my.
I would derail my entire story if I did that. I'd roll too many nat 1s in a row, and it's like, all right, this book's tanked.
I'm going to try that in my next series, the Card Battler. I'm going to have a spreadsheet of his cards that are numbered, and then if I can ever get anyone to subscribe to Patreon, have it in there as one of the tiers where you get to roll either while I'm writing or I have a list of rolls.
That doesn't have
Oh,
a
that's cool.
Patreon yet.
What?
Probably. I mean, no one's ever. I don't like. You can see how many people view your Patreon. I don't think anyone's even looked at my Patreon, so I don't even know if it's still running. Honestly, I think with no traffic after 2 months, I think they shut it down. So,
Is that really a thing? That's horrible.
I think so.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
I know I got an email saying from Patreon being like, "Hey, are you still there? Do you want your server or not your server, your Patreon to still be up?"
Wouldn't that mean you're not posting content?
Yeah, I mean, once I got with my publisher, I stopped. That's one of the really not so fun things with the publisher is you can't, depending on the publisher, you can't have your stuff up on Royal Road. You have to, we've all seen the stubs.
Really?
Yeah, you can't. It depends on. It's really if you're Amazon exclusive, if that's your publisher.
So that's a thing. But you can.
Well, you can have 10%, but you can. You can still
10%.
continue your advanced chapters. Anything that hasn't been released yet, everything after their most recent book can still be posted.
Yeah, I don't have any of my stuff stubbed yet. It's going to stub in a couple months for the Kindle Unlimited exclusivity requirement.
Yeah, you need to do it at least 2 weeks prior to your release.
And how much clout?
And word of advice: start posting notices on your story now in big red bold print that you're gonna stub, because when you do stub, people are gonna start 0.5ing you because you didn't give them enough.
Oh man! So Summoner Awakens got to like rank 18 or 17 or something like that on best rated,
Jeez.
and as soon as I stubbed, that thing went. I mean, it plummeted all the way down to like 80s or something like that. And I got so many rude comments and mess. I just ripped the whole thing off. That's why it's not on Royal Road anymore.
Wow. I gave him 3 months notice. I hope that's enough.
Did you do it in red print?
Nope.
Yeah,
I changed the title of the book though.
Okay.
I changed the title of my first chapter to if you don't get invested. And, it's stubbing soon.
I just tell them to read it quickly.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do book two. Book two's almost done. I'm gonna post it on Royal Road again, but I'm a little hesitant to do it this time because by the time it's written, edited, and I start posting it, it's gonna maybe even not get to the end of the book, and I'll have to stub it again.
Do you need to do it for any sort of developmental purpose? What's the purpose for doing it if you already have your publisher and they've accepted it? What are you going to do on Royal Road other than delay? Are you looking to change things?
I just love the idea of Royal Road. I wish more people, as a teacher, I just wish every book was free, right? Like I would love if I get my whole book up there and someone gets to read it and doesn't have to pay for it. I'd rather the world work that way than not, and then with my publisher, there's requirements I have to meet, Amazon, you have to take it down. But if someone can get in there and read it for free and enjoy it, I'm okay with that.
So he's not a communist because he doesn't control the means of production.
Yes. Yeah.
So he's not a Marxist. So, what are you, like a nihilist of some kind?
Sure. I am a knowledge should be free. Everything else can be in the free market, but knowledge is the thing that keeps us moving forward.
Welcome back, Kos.
Thanks. I had a request.
No?
Someone told me to turn the camera on.
There we go.
Knowledge is good.
knowledge is good. As someone who teaches the youth of America, we could use a lot more of it. Just kidding. They're fine. The kids.
That of course was a good Animal House Easter egg. If you don't know.
I don't know. I also like Royal Road for the comments.
Yeah.
Like if you get a good amount of comments, you can get some like solid feedback, even if you might not agree with all of it. Like if something really doesn't gel with the whole audience, you're going to get a lot of comments that let you know that maybe don't keep going in that direction, or like something didn't come across as well as you thought it was going to.
And you know, if they do them as comments to be productive and not to half star, 0.5 you to death, comments can be good as long as they don't, as long as they keep, a non-Reddit type of status where they're not, killing you for whatever reason. That comments can be good. I've seen them, as I go through.
I would say like Paladin has right now something like almost 7,000 comments on it, I think. And
Nice.
I've read basically all of them. And the actual portion that have been anything that I would consider like just genuinely mean-spirited or just shitting on the story to be negative is like insignificant compared to things that are actually either helpful or amusing.
Yeah.
I find the comments motivating. People are enjoying the chapters. They're enjoying the little twists. They don't like the cliffhangers, stuff like that.
No, they do not like the cliffhangers.
That's what Rural Road is all about. It's geared towards that with the short chapter and just to close and then
They say they don't like it, but they sure click that next page real fast.
Yep.
Yeah, it was really bad back in the earlier days, like 3 or 4 years ago. I think late 2022, early 2023 is when I was regularly posting, and it was pretty toxic, especially whenever you did something somebody didn't like, or like say whenever I went to stuff.
Trolls.
Oh, it was awful.
The good news now, though, is if somebody starts trolling you in the comments, you can block them. Then they can't give you a review.
Oh, no kidding.
As long as you do it at the as you do it before they do the review. Once you see it, you have to be good at predicting.
Well, some people just can't help themselves. You'll get like 10 comments on the first 20 chapters, all complaining, and it's like, okay, yeah, you just earned yourself a spot on the special list.
Some of that's kind of wild. Like, why are you going to get that far? You're 5 or 6 chapters in, you don't like it, you're probably not going to like the rest.
I don't know. I kind of appreciate the perseverance. I've got a couple of reviews on my story on chapter 1 where people are complaining. Like one guy was complaining because he said this seems like a fantasy character. I was like, well, what the hell do you think you clicked on? A documentary?
Yeah. I had a comment on Audible. One of my first reviews was a 2. Again, the name of my book is NPC for Hire, and the guy was like, I didn't like it. It seems like it's a video game book.
Right?
I'm like, sorry to mislead you so far down this road. The one I just had to deal with is Goodreads. I didn't know readers can start a Goodreads page for your book without you being in the loop at all.
And you think your book turns up on there?
Yeah, and so there's a guy. So a couple months, my author friend said, don't start a Goodreads. It's a little mean over there. So get established first. I go there. My book's been sitting there for 3.5 months with a 1-star review. And I look at this guy's profile. He's had over 1,000 books reviewed, and his average is 1.5 stars.
That's crazy.
I'm like, you don't like books.
Like, why are you still reading?
You can comment on the reviews.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I got that all fixed. So Goodreads, by the way, the people at Goodreads are so nice. If you ever run into anything, they're a great little dev team. So they got it fixed up for me.
I don't remember ever starting a Goodreads.
You don't. That's why I thought I had to start. No, they will. Your book's probably already up there if you haven't checked on it.
They have librarians that go around and look for books to put on there. But then
Yeah.
I've also heard that just people who read the book can also get it put
Mhm.
up on.
Yep. So the guy who left the 1 star was the guy who added it, and then I got on there and there was like 2 different versions because 2 people had added it, and then I had to spend hours getting them combined and all the metadata back to whatever.
Yep, I had to do that too. And there were Royal Road versions of my book and Amazon versions of my book.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of reviews, this is an Amazon review, but there is apparently like a notorious guy, a reviewer, goes around and he does not like the GD word, but he likes LitRPG. So,
Oh Lord.
I got a 2-star from him. He said that he's sure it might be good, but it's a trend he's seeing with these writers where they overuse the GD word. Now, a couple's
I
okay.
remember you mentioning this, yeah.
A couple's okay.
Rude.
But here's the thing I found out eventually. This guy reads like all these mid-level lit RPGs. He seems to always leave a 2-star review on them if there's profanity. It's not just unique to my work. Someone else I made references. I made a joke. I don't use his name or anything. I use it for positive marketing because it's funny. It's a very funny review. Author used the GD word too many times, which should never be used that often. I just found it so weird that it was
What
like,
the hell? I mean, what did he
don't
give
use
DCC a -5?
oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he hated that one. But like, I had a couple other authors message me and said, "You finally got." I forget the guy's name, but you finally got whatever his name is. You finally got this guide because apparently it's just like a rite of passage. If you write LitRPG and you're anywhere in the mid list or anything, he will find it, he will read it, and he will leave you a 2-star review for whatever reason.
There you go.
Oh, no kidding! Are you kidding me? That's too funny. Review you too.
I didn't get that guy, but I got a different guy whose certain relationships in my book offended his Christian beliefs. And if you click on his name, he has like 50 reviews with the same exact wording.
Oh my God,
man.
really?
Yeah.
And the other thing is when in the real away from the harem lit community, if you go in and you come into a non-fade to black where all of a sudden there is just the porn music kicks in and you're going through a couple scenes of just sex, and that happened with one of my favorite books from last year, and I'm reading the comments afterwards. And this section, there are a couple of different little areas, throughout the book. It's totally valid, totally part of the developmental of all the characters and all the relationships. It is an 800-page book. You're dealing with 1 to 1.5% of the book. Well, I really didn't expect this to become a porn fest.
Yeah.
And, a smut filled this, that, and the other. I'm like, holy shit, it's 1%.
Yeah.
It's like 3 pages here and a couple of pages there. Get over it. What the hell are you talking about? Not only that, it made sense. It was plot driven. It was part of the development of the characters. And why do people obsess over silly things like GD? Get pissed off with maybe too many MFers, but still.
Well, the best part is reviews like that will actually help you sell more books.
Mm-hmm.
But as Justin learned, put it on a blurb on the cover.
Yep. I wasn't complaining about it. I was just using it to sell books because it was a really funny review.
Mm-hmm.
So Jolly, this is your first publication, right? Do you have anything else out other than Plaid? Jollybane over here.
I don't have anything out right now. Paladin the Forsaken Lands comes out in August. The first book does, and then Greedy done.
Gotta be excited for that.
I am losing my shit already.
When are we?
Man.
We're scheduled. We're scheduled, right?
Jolly? We have an interview scheduled the 19th, which I believe is one day after the book comes out.
Is the audio releasing with the ebook and Kindle?
That's why book ones take so long to publish, is because they have to make sure the audio is ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Audio's got to be done first.
Yeah.
It's a whole different experience when you hear that. It's awesome.
You're already doing it.
Amazon pulls out all the stops. Like they'll probably get you a GIF of your cover and all sorts of fancy stuff.
Yeah.
To get your first book kicked off, to get you the most maximum hype possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Paladin will be my first book out, and then I also have Greedy Dungeon, my second Royal Road series, signed with them. And that one, I've got the first 2 books done and still haven't finished the third one.
Nice.
That's a lovely cover. I'm looking at it on Amazon right now.
Have you picked a narrator yet for your book?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Or do you remember the name?
Are you allowed to say?
I went with the gentleman that did like Regression Sect Master, and I believe one of Persimmon's latest books, because he just sounds dope.
Nice. The guy that I chose for my first book had done like a bunch of like self-help books. I was like, well, I'll be his first LitRPG. He'll be my first narrator. It'll work. And it turned out okay.
Okay. That wasn't where I was expecting the story to go.
I pulled the Luke Daniels story too. I made him do an audition.
Yeah. I lucked out with that so much, and like I can't explain. Once I did find out who he was, I was so embarrassed. He just got reinducted into the Audible Hall of Fame. He's a 2-time Hall of Famer now. He runs the Audible Hall of Fame. So, but yeah, hearing the audio again, we said it earlier, but if you haven't yet, Jolly, it's going to be such a cool moment for you.
I'm really looking forward to it. But I mean, first launch, I'm still nervous as shit.
Oh,
It's one
yeah.
of those things where, like, I quit my job about 4 months ago to write full time.
Wow.
And it's like, as long as the book does okay, I should be fine between like book sales and Patreon. If it does real shitty, I might be back in the kitchen by the end of the year. So, like, hardcore fingers crossed on that one.
Do you have when
Keep
you
selling.
with
ABS, always be selling.
do you have a like a guaranteed set, or you just, I mean, you have 3 books, or you just like depending upon your first books coming out and doing well, or did they commit to something for you?
Well, he's got a contract for 2 different series, and however many books he says it is, they probably signed a contract for that many books.
So you should be okay, Jolly, for a bit,
I think so.
and then always be creating.
Yeah.
And tell us about the bow behind you.
Oh,
The bow or a sword?
Looks like a sword.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like a
Oh,
recurve.
it is a bow.
This is a
Is that a
recurve
thing?
bow.
Is that a sage? That looks like a sage.
What is this one? Hammock?
Okay. Yeah, I shoot archery. I love archery.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got a couple different recurves. It's fun to do. I've done
That's great market
archery.
research for your book.
I've done HEMA. I did UFC, well, not UFC, MMA for a while, and did karate before that.
Cool.
Nice.
HEMA stuff's really useful for actually writing LitRPG.
Yeah, HEMA is something I want to get into. That'd be fun. I want to do saber fencing is the thing that I keep looking up online that I'm like, maybe I pull the trigger. And my kids in my class make fun of me though. I'm like, yeah, I used to LARP and stuff, and I'd tell them and I'd show them videos of me LARPing. They're like, I don't want to be in your class anymore.
That's awesome. I have one fight scene early in Paladin that I actually got called out by like 2 commenters, and I really appreciated it, where they were like, dude, this fight scene seems kind of real. Like, because the way I described basically the main character getting his shit utterly rocked by a polearm fighter. And I'm like, yeah, that's just because that was like my real life experience fighting a polearm fighter. It wasn't a good time.
Nope.
It's
not fair to give them 6 feet of reach.
Getting attacked by a pole arm.
Sorry, say that again?
I said, why would you want to experience getting attacked by a pole arm?
For
He does.
fun.
Horrible
It's fun,
weapon.
Papa.
It's tax deductible because it's
Oh, I didn't think I could write the saber off. I could get a side sword or a saber and write it off for research.
And all the
Dude.
medical expenses from getting
And the
sick.
medical expenses, yes.
They got me
All your
curious
health
in the
insurance
chat
from
over
now
here.
on
They
is
were talking about how many.
They're doing weird shit in the chat. I don't even know.
Yeah, they were talking about how many fucks are in their books. I just looked over on Habitat 7. I've got 217 in the first 47,000 words.
I
Wow.
don't want to know. Mine's laced with profanity.
Mine has 0.
I have 2 cuss words in between the 2 books.
I don't know how to cuss. I don't know how.
I love one of my favorite things of like the Wheel of Time was the cursing system, right? Blood and ashes and stuff. So I wanted to do that. So I cuss a lot in my book and like when I'm writing in my head, but then I translate it into its own cursing system for the in-world flavor.
Yeah. Okay, right.
I did the profanity filter in my VR MMO book.
Nice.
That was fun.
I think Summoner has a couple, very few. The main character, I think, says 1 all throughout book 1. That's 150,000 words. And there's one specific character that cusses regularly, but it's just a character device for him. And he drinks a lot.
I have one of those in mind, and like every little speech moment he has to have at least 5 or 6 F words, like in the paragraph. It's bad.
That's kind of what I'm doing for Habitat 7. The main character in it's a convict. You know, the whole world was basically ripped off to the alien planet, and he was ripped straight out of prison. So he's just this, big old badass, just bad guy in general.
I gotta say, I really do appreciate there's still remaining 10 people here on this impromptu ad hoc call that we've done.
Well,
That
you
is
know what?
Been here for a while.
I'm
still
gonna
waiting for
I'm
Casey
gonna
to
have
show
to
up.
call it quits. for
3 hours.
Yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah.
Tremendous
Pop-up.
fun.
Obviously, we have discovered something that can be done in the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just figured this out.
We're going to have to spread the love. We can't always be the same, except for me, because
We're gonna have to start doing you like Saturday Night Live, where we have guest hosts.
Yeah.
oh my god,
Again,
Wait,
Hey guys, Pops is at Wawa's tonight, so I'll be hosting the show.
yeah.
yeah. But you know what? I could, technically you could do that. I could be here, but off screen. And there can be, a set of people who are set up as the host and who's supposed to maintain, or the moderator, and then have other people here.
Think about it. You can make all the money and do none of the work.
I'm not making any money yet, goddammit.
Well, look,
If
I'm
you're
ready
gonna
to roll
subscribe,
some
make sure
dice
to
and pull the cards out.
subscribe. I think you have enough friends in the industry now. I think if you did a 24-hour telethon, get Pop out of Wawa, we need to make this happen. That just sounds fun.
I'd get enough Patreons at $5 a pop, or 15. But
Do it.
You get Matizu to co-host with you, and you'll be the most popular stream on YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
Matizu co-hosting. Yeah.
You will be able to buy a Wawa if you get that.
No, you can't, because it's corporate. There's no franchises.
They'll make an exception for Matizu.
Over in Finland, yeah, that's kind of like no, that supply chain is a wee bit too long.
There's
Lost Mode. I feel that Pop always distracts me. I'm supposed to be writing right now. I'm going to be a couple thousand words short.
Just go ahead, blame me. I don't care.
Tell me about it.
Everyone blames me.
This was not on my bingo card for today.
No.
I
This
didn't
is
either.
great though. This is a lot of fun. I'm glad it was in the chat.
I was editing, but this like whole roundtable thing got real fun real quick as soon as it started going downhill. Like the moment it stopped being all about lit RPGs and just opened into chaos, it got fun.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about Pop-Tarts this time. Don't start.
Oh wow.
I'm done.
Yeah.
No. Because that'll be an hour. We'll be here.
Wild
for
berry's the best.
Because there's so many people, we can all outvote Pop and flavors.
No, because you know what?
Whoa!
Oh,
Pop!
we're Hunger Gamesing this.
Pop kicked the wrong person.
I can kick whoever I want, but I'll bring him back.
True power.
We do have to end. I have to get to sleep. You guys have to go right and all that. I appreciate you guys coming in with me to rescue me. Remember, Casey will be here next Thursday at 9:00 because I already have an 8:00 scheduled. So she will be back at 9:00. We're going to have Charlie Cox come back and visit. She's a very famous author as well. And she was in the chat ready to go. And also, so was Casey's narrator. So hopefully they'll both be back. And we will have fun then. Guys, I appreciate you. I appreciate my audience. I appreciate everyone who is following me and helping me become better. We're going. Ciao, guys.
Later.
Peace.
Toodles.